war. I'm just too tired to fight, but there's an end in sight. Wave the white flag, I'm yours tonight. I'm walking on a tightrope, and I wish I could touch the ground. My future's covered in smoke, but my head is up in the clouds. And maybe this will all fade after one bad day, and I'll be okay. But my life is in the worst place, and I can't wait for heartbreak from my mistakes. I don't wanna burn these bridges anymore. It's easy to say things you don't mean when you're at war. I'm just too tired to fight, but there's an end in sight. Wave the white flag, I'm yours tonight. 'Cause my heart can't take these heights. I need your love with me for life. I need your love, I need your love with me for life. Sorry it ended this way. I need your love with me for life. I'm sorry it ended this way. I know I made more mistakes. I need your love with me for life. Yeah, some people like me are just destined to fuck up everything that we mess with. If I was made as a joke, I don't get it. Missed the call, but I guess I got the message. Usually I fall too hard, I'm addicted to pain. And if the world's on fire, I'll be swimming in flames, yeah. 'Cause I'm too impatient to wait for change. I know I'm far from perfect. Oh, yeah. But I know I can make it work. I know I can make it work. I'm crazy, everybody knows my name, but I don't even know my name. Going insane, putting heavy on my brain, and I don't even know my name. It's a story about a ID crisis. Used to think my only future was the night shift. Brain on ADHD, autopilot. And through it all somehow I kept smiling. I can never find the right words to say. Only a handful of family ever sees my face. But I'm only human, don't we all make mistakes? I'm drowning in my head again, and my thoughts don't want me to win. They show compassion made of plastic, and I don't wanna be another tragedy. But I'd rather be dead than a skeleton dreaming about the things that he couldn't be. 'Cause I'm too impatient to wait for dreams. I know I'm far from perfect. Oh, yeah. But I know I can make it work. I know I can make it work. I know I'm far from perfection.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Welcome to what day is it today? Today is, God, what day is it? I don't know. Wednesday. Hello, Wednesday. Hey. Hey, also one of the most popular shows on Netflix. Hey, Wednesday. I'm not sponsored, but hey, if they want to sponsor me, I'm okay with doing away with my values. Okay. So, all right, folks. Let me see here. Let's see who we got here. Who do we got? We got? Um, no, I'm sorry. Is it Wednesday? No, it's not. It's Tuesday. I'm a fool. I'm a complete fool. It's Tuesday. You know what? Whatever. It's fine. Good start though, folks. Good start. Here we go. It is we got SoCal. Hello, SoCal. Hello, SoCal. Hello, Jamil. Hello. What else we got here? We got Doug. Hello, Doug. Mayflower Kid. Shocking. I don't know, Mayflower Kid. We'll see what topic we discuss today. Who knows? Not like there's anything interesting happening in the news. You know how it is, Mayflower Kid. Okay. Hello, SoCal. Did I already say hi to SoCal? I did. You don't get two, SoCal. Only one. One hello. Hello, Alvin. Alvin. Let's see here. That's true, Mayflower Kid. I don't do an anxiety-provoking countdown. I just randomly pop into stream, sometimes late, sometimes on time. It's really fun. I keep everyone alive by making them wonder, when is he gonna be on? Is he gonna lie to us again and not come on at the right time? Or is he gonna become too early and I'm gonna miss, like, so it's better. It's better than a countdown. There you go. That this is like his name, casual, is a big part of why there really isn't a specific genre for what we cover, so that helps avoid countdowns. There you go, SoCal. I like that, SoCal. Meowzord. Hee-haw! Hello, Meowzord. Why are you crashing out, Meowzord? Okay. Okay. Do French fries float? I don't know. I think they do. I think they would float. Depends. Are they like the thick cut ones? Or are they curly fries? If they're curly fries, they might be too dense. Like the concentration of all that weight moving towards the center might make them sink. I don't know. It is Tuesday. How dare all of you? No one's allowed to correct me. Hello, Louise. Hello. You did? Yay, Louise. Fantastic. Welcome, Louise. All right. Sometimes way early. Hey, SoCal, don't judge me. Don't judge me. All right. Okay. Uh, Jake, hello, Jake. Someone told me that if files do get released, no one will get arrested because these are the most powerful people in the world. Only the end of our current government will result in justice. Jake, I agree. I'm sorry to say that. I hope that doesn't put you in a bad mood. I don't suspect anyone's gonna be punished for any of this. That's just the way this country seems to work, you know? So yeah, unfortunately, they're too powerful. Our government is too weak. And this is why, as I said on my stream yesterday, we need to make the elites afraid again. Because if the government can't control itself, we should control the government with fear. That'd be nice. Okay, so all right. That's true, Mayflower. Oh, you said, yeah, I think they would float then if it's a French fry from McDonald's. Okay, guys, we have a lot to talk about. I did, however, okay, wow, he is reading too fast for my brain. This is the pre-weed weed part of the stream. Hey, there you go, Mayflower Kid. I'm gonna actually turn on I forgot to turn on the light back here. Give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. So we got a lot to talk about today. First of all, a bunch of new Epstein files were released, and this time they mentioned Donald J. Trump. So that's good. And I haven't found a good I this wasn't they weren't released terribly long ago. I haven't really found a good source yet that actually shows them. But I'm going to look around a bit. Why is this handing down here? In the meantime, folks, we will also be talking about the Imperial presidency, which we started getting into yesterday. We will talk about, ooh, you know what, Jake? That would be a good idea. Jacobin's jester. Jake, you're going right up my alley by saying that. Okay. So, um, could you check if the Twitch stream is working? Wobbles. Guys, is the Twitch stream working? We have folks over there on Twitch, right? We have folks over there on Twitch. Hello, Weirdomorphous Blob. Yes, it is. It is. Okay, interesting. Do you see the video recorded just 15 minutes ago where you can actually go into redacted files? Go into redacted files and just copy paste them into. No, I didn't, Meowzord. I will take a look at that. That I guess God, there's so much happening. I will take a look at that. Okay. That's fascinating. Okay. Yeah, no doubt, Jisoo. Okay. So, wait, you just posted that on Discord, Meowzord? Let's take a look at that real fast. I'm curious. So there's, as you can see, folks, we're kind of doing this live. By the way, does anyone know what that reference is? While I'm doing this, just so you know what reference I'm making, there used to be a folks on a host on Fox News who was a very unpleasant man, and he would scream at his staff. I mean, he's from Fox News. What do you expect? We're doing so. Whenever I say we're doing it live, I'm trying to mimic him. Here it is. Bill O'Reilly. He used to do
That's
this.
tomorrow.
I'll show you here in a second. Let me first open up the Discord here and see if I can't find what exactly Meowzord is talking about. All right, let's see here. So you said someone else posted the actual files here? Okay, thank you, Meowzord. I'll take a look at that. So I just pulled up Meowzord's thing. I'll pull up my screen so you all can see what I'm doing. We're going right into it, folks. Right into it. I am not a robot. I don't know. Maybe I'm a Russian bot. Who knows? Oh, damn it. It says page not found. Did they remove it, Meowzord, already? Did they remove it already? Because it says page not found. Okay. I might need, you know what? No. I need to copy and paste it. I got you. I just need to copy and paste it. All right, we'll do that. Ooh, you posted a searchable one? Okay, let's do this. So I did find copy. Giving me a moment here, folks. So we copy and paste that. Excellent. So government exhibit. And then so how does this work? I mean, I'm sorry, one second, guys. I'm trying to figure this out. So if I go here to, I'm going to find Meowzord's message here. All right. Chat. Okay. You guys are the best. This is like a team. Sorry, but no, it's okay. What's this? Okay. So I found it. Thinking about now, how do we go about this then? Copy and paste as plain text. Oh my God, that is amazing. Okay, I get it. So if we were just to copy and paste it as plain text, it would go away. Hilarious. I know you guys can't see my face. I'll fix that. That is hilarious. Okay. Wow. All right. Well, we'll take a look at that then. So here is the exhibit. Now, I would like to do a search. Did someone else put in chat? That's my point. That's my point, Alvin. They are deeply incompetent. They are deeply incompetent. That's the funny thing. Yeah, this is for real, Mayflower Kid. Like, they are deeply incompetent, guys. I've been saying this, and I know yesterday, I'm like, am I right about this? Because so many people think, like, no, they are powerful. They have to have been smart. But okay. So, for example, let's try this out. Let's try out what Meowzord is suggesting here. So, if I were to open up Notepad and then just copy and paste a redacted section into Notepad, it would reveal what it says, which is, oh, that's funny. Okay. So, let's try this. Watch, I'm gonna get, like, arrested for this. Okay, that'd be kinda funny, though. Hey, that'd be good for ratings, don't you think? That'd be good for my ratings. Okay, so here we have an image here we have some redacted sections. I'm just gonna copy this, and we're gonna then copy that and put it to the oh, this isn't the Epstein files, you say? Court records. Interesting. I don't know. That's a good question, SoCal, but it's still funny if they put out something redacted. Oh my God, it's so true! Oh my God, it is true. He was a signatory. Oh, wow. That was not even a joke. You can just oh God, of course, a former Russian model who received oh, wow. Wow. Okay. That is deeply incompetent. That's hilarious. Okay. So that actually worked. I know you guys couldn't see the other page there, but it worked. Okay, let's put it that way. Fascinating. Now, are we certain that these are the Epstein files based off what was said here? I'm curious, can we do the same with the most recent Epstein files? Mm, I did find this. It says CBS also is maintaining a searchable database. Can we also do if they were smart, they'd link to Rickroll. Yeah, absolutely. They're gonna be in decay. Did you just unredact? Yes, I did, Weird Amorphous Blob. Isn't that fascinating? Oh, their competence is absolutely unbearable. Okay, but also kind of funny. So let's see here. I'm gonna see if I can find. So they actually CBS has created. There are 132 references to Donald Trump in what we've seen so far. They actually created this searchable database, and what I'm gonna try and do here is we just found Trump. Now I don't know. Here we go. President Trump, President Trump. Okay, so here we have a bunch. Oh, now that's whole thing's redacted. So that is just an article. So I'm just trying to figure out a way to do this before they act people to start listing. Okay, let's try this. So we have. Okay, hi all. Trump isn't in these files. It says 132 times, I guess. I love that all the. Okay, bro. The I right, Jonathan Swift. What have you guys? I know. By the way, hello, Matt Guy. I know a lot of people are coming in. It's kind of a chaotic stream right now. We're kind of examining some of the new Epstein files. I'm kind of experimenting with a few things. We found out that you can get over redactions by just copying and pasting it to a Word doc, to a notepad, which is hilarious to me. So these they recently released new ones today that apparently reference Trump. So new Epstein files released. I will. I got you, Louise. So let's go here. We got okay, thank you. This is perfect. So this is actually from the Epstein files. We know for a fact. Let's try this. So I want you all to see that I'm not making this shit up. Okay, let me see if I can. I don't know if I'll figure out a way to show you. I'll show you Notepad here in a second. So what I can do here. So here's one of the Epstein files. Thank you, Malzard, for revolting us this. I'm going to just copy and paste. You see this section right here with all these redactions. I'm going to copy that shit. If they let me copy the redactions, we'll find out that they do. Oop. Okay. I don't think it'll work on this one. I have a theory it's not going to work, but we'll see. Paste protocol address. Yeah, it's not working on this one. Intercop protocol address resolves at Albuquerque. Yeah, so it's not working on this one, unfortunately. So I guess maybe not all of them work. You can also, Brahmo, Control A to select to make it easier. I got you. Control A. There we go. Okay, we'll try this again. You see, look, it's not selecting the redacted parts. So maybe for some documents it works and others it doesn't, because it definitely worked on that one document. Okay, thank you so much, Matt Saigai. Thank you, Matt Saigai, so much. Really, that gives us enough for the jester hat and almost enough for the collar. I'll get my jester hat here in a second. Forgive me. Okay. You can also control. Yeah, it might just be. Yeah, so not all of them are working. Really, SoCal? Okay, so you have to download it. So if we download this one, I'll download it. I'll sacrifice my computer for the sake of all of us. All right. The FBI now knows. Let me try. Yeah, it's not working for me still, for this one at least. Eh, try that. Copy paste. Paste. So guys, because okay, yeah, it's not working for these. So maybe this document in particular it won't work on. But I can pretty much guarantee like some of them are working because we already tried one and it worked. So we'll see. There might be other ones that it does work on. All right, but still pretty funny incompetence. All right, let's take a look here at what exactly some of these are saying. Right. I'm trying to find anything that has talked about what we found so far. You did it with this document? It didn't work for me there, SoCal. I don't know why. He participated regularly in paying money to force me to blank with him, and he was present when my uncle murdered my. Oh my God! Wait, Meowzord. Where? What document is that? Is that the one we just had up? This one? Oh my God! This is horrible. Bottom of the doc Jonathan posted. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, guys, this is dark. This is dark. I'm gonna read it to you. This is dark. He participated regularly in paying money to force me to blank with him, and he was present when my uncle murdered my newborn child and disposed of the body in Lake Michigan. Hmm. Now, oh, here's it got it's even worse. Up here it says, December additional info. I am wanting to reconnect with the original detective that called me, and I offered information about this. How is contact known? He was orchestrating a deal along with my uncle, where were different men and a few women and girls. How come would come to a variety of boats and yachts and pay money to force me to do blank with them when I was 13 and pregnant? Now, when you select the text, keep the mouse button held and do Control C. Okay. Is the person they're referring to Donald Trump? Because, oh my God, you said Control C there? This is insane, guys. If what you're saying is true here, I believe you, but I'm Control C. Witness name. Oh, I see. Witness name. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So this is what Trump. God, I really need to read what these say instead of just going off what I'm reading in chat. So this was the witness who said this. So this was Donald Trump who said this. Wait a minute. So Donald Trump said this shit? Okay, and then copy and paste, Control C. No, it's about Trump. Okay, forgive me. Copy. I did Control C, but it's not. So you say hold it down, Control C, Control C. It's see, and then okay, and then if I do that, yeah, it's not working for me. It's not. I don't know what's going on, but it's not working for me. But Trump allegedly did this shit. Okay, so this is literally Trump shit that Trump did because it says here witness information that this was a witness, and then they're having Trump listed as the witness. Fascinating. Okay, I got it. But so this is about. All right, that's insane. I get it. I see now. Yep, it is Donald Trump. Oh my God. Yeah, witness to the deed. I got you. Yes, Matt Saga. They are. Apparently, guys. Apparently. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. So that's Donald Trump. And then they asked more questions. What was the exact crime that occurred? Sex trafficking and infanticide. Jesus Christ. Most likely from a yacht in Lake Michigan. Okay. Jesus. All right. Well, oh God. Well, guys, hello. Yes, SoCal, please. It's not working for me. I've tried multiple ways. I don't know why it's not working for me. Do you mind putting them on Notepad on Discord, SoCal? Yep, retro, exactly. Now, not all of them are working for me, but they appear to be working for other people. Alvin, are these the only files released? No, there are. So they released thousands more. So they're still being gone through. That's why I'm kind of unsure of where to look because there's thousands of them they just released today. More of them, and there's a lot of references to Donald Trump. Right, Mayflower Kid? Yeah. Hello, Hiyori. Okay, thank you, SoCal. Now, here's the question, folks. I think you all know what I think about this. Do you think this will matter? I really hate to say this, but do we really think this will matter? Oh, this is 100,000% related to what I DM'd. Some were taken down. Okay, Fox Emblem. That makes sense. Okay. You think it'll matter, Jonathan Swift? I don't know. You all know, I think that MAGA, first of all, won't give a shit. They'll say it's, fake or whatever. They'll come up with some excuse. Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein is AI. It's a lie. I just don't think it's gonna matter much, but I hope I'm wrong with that, but you have to understand, folks, for all of us that have lived in this country during the last, what, 12 years, okay? It is a cult, so we'll see. Yeah. So we will see here if it matters, but thank you, SoCal, when you have a moment, SoCal, if you don't mind posting that, when you have a moment. I know okay. So, thank you. So Jonathan just sent another one. Yeah. So, but we'll find out. I could be wrong, folks. Again, uh, doing history and predicting the future are not exact sciences. I could be wrong. So here's another one. Thank you very much. By the way, how did you find all this, Jonathan Swift? Were you just looking through it this morning? Yeah, Jake. Okay. Oh, is it a Fox Emblem? They sent. Oh, in my DMs. Okay, Fox Emblem. I'll take a look. Forgive me, Fox Emblem. Maybe I missed yours. Oh, I got it. I just saw this. Okay. Is this the one that I'm just reading this? Here we go. Blank asked about his time driving a limit. So I'm going to read this one. You guys can't see this one. This was sent to me by Fox Emblem. Asked about his time driving a limousine for 2 years in Dallas. During blank time as a driver, he had met Donald Trump. Blank noted he picked up the president in 1995 and took him to the DFW airport. Blank reported some of the things President Trump spoken during the ride while on his cell phone were very concerning. Blank reported he was a few seconds from pulling the limousine over on the median and within a few seconds of pulling him out of the car and hurting him due to some of the things he was saying. Trump continuously stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone and made references to abusing some girl. Blank was unsure who he was talking to, nor who he was unsure who he was talking to, nor who he was referencing. As Blank talked about his time meeting Donald Trump, Blank demeanor went stone cold. Oh my God. Blank immediately went stone cold and he stated that I don't know if I can say this on YouTube. He stated that he graped me. And it wasn't the word grape that was used there, folks. He stated that Trump graped him. Said what uh as Blank replied, Donald J. Trump, had graped her along with Jeffrey Epstein. Noted some girl with a funny name took me into a fancy hotel or building, and that's how it happened. Blank advised to call the police regarding the incident. Blank stated, I can't, they will kill me. And then, guys, oh my God. Okay, I'm going to make sure before I read this next part, can everyone still hear me? Can everyone still hear me? So let me read this last part. Let me read this last part because it gets darker. It gets dark. You thought that was dark. This last part is a bit dark. Okay, I'll read it to you. Um, so this woman is saying that she was afraid that they would kill her. On Christmas Day, Blank contacted Blank and stated she had in fact called the police about what they had talked about. Blank told Blank she had done good. Blank did not hear from Blank until 1/10/2000. Blank reached out to Blank stating that Blank was dead and noted she was found with her head blown off in Kiefer, Oklahoma. Officers on the scene and Blank stated there was no way it was a suicide. Coroner stated it was a suicide. Blank later stated Blank committed suicide because Blank had gotten cocaine from a Mexican drug cartel. It feels that the murder is a cover for Ghislaine. So, well, there you have it. That's fair, Malzord. So again, we just read that this person at least believed that this woman was killed for what she knew. Now, again, guys, You know I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here. I try to be overcritical with documents. We don't know if that's true. And my point is that it's conjecture, right? It could be that she did kill herself. And now, do I think she killed herself? No, I'm just trying to be unbiased here based off one document. Regardless, very disturbing. Very disturbing. And the rest of that, very, very disturbing. Okay. So we can pretty much guess that this was Trump, though. And did someone, you know what I can do here? Would someone upload this document? Oh, I see. This is the one. Okay. Hey, who sent this document to me? Who sent this document to me? Would you upload this document to Discord so that SoCal can deconstruct it for us, or can put it into a Word doc? Yep, all these docs are directly from the DOJ, Matt Sai, guys, so that we can actually try and decode the words that are in it. Yeah, no, and guys, I am not saying, I'm just trying to be a historian here. When I get to documents, I need more than one, and I need more than the conjecture of one person in a document. That being said, it is quite. It didn't? Okay, SoCal, never mind then. So, all right. So, but again, I'm telling you, I don't buy it. I think that is way too coincidental. And also, I should point out that there were several. The Not only did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself, one of his co-conspirators did in France, and then it appears like everyone just happens to be committing suicide. All right. Okay, excellent. So let me read this one. Thank you, Jonathan Swift. Okay, so this was a letter. Jonathan Swift, you're saving my ass today. Thank you. Handwritten letter signed by J. Epstein appears to make crude references to Donald J. Trump in a short 2019 message from jail addressed to convicted sex offender Larry Nasser. Great. The letter does not explicitly name Trump, but instead refers to our president. The message appears to have been sent in August 2019, the same month Epstein died by suicide. Trump was president at the time. All right. It included a latest collection of related to the department. It is included. Okay. Our pre. Okay. Well, here we go. It says, our president also shares our love of young, nubile girls. Hmm. Authorities have not accused Trump of any wrongdoing or charged him with any crimes in connection with Epstein. Well, okay. Dear, dear LN, the letter, Larry Nasser. By the way, Nasser was a horrible human being too. As you know by now, I have taken a short route home. Good luck. We shared one thing: our love and caring for young ladies, and the hope that they'd reach their full potential. Oh my God, that's disgusting. Our president also shares our love of young, nubile girls. Okay, here's the actual document. Yeah, I know, right? Like, why would you want to send letters to Larry Nasser? Okay, I know, it's infuriating, Mayflower Lady. Yeah, I should do a content warning here, folks. I mean, I basically it's already too late. Sorry if I've traumatized anyone. Okay, but all right. Our love and care for young ladies and the hope they'll reach their full potential. The president also shares our love of young and nubile. I feel gross even saying this out loud, even though I'm not the one who said it. Okay. And yeah, just don't forget that Nasser is serving about 60 years in prison for, you know, uh, assaulting women and girls. Okay. All right. Doug, can the FBI pursue charges against Trump? Yes, they can. Does that mean that they will? And does that mean that Trump won't just fire all the people involved and get away with it? Although, admittedly, that you know what, Doug, I actually don't know because now that I think about it, because that recent Supreme Court ruling, they kind of indicated that the president, in doing any act in his official authority, could not be charged liable for crimes. So I guess technically this would be out of his authority, but the Supreme Court being right wing, would they interpret it that way anyway? You see what I mean? So okay. Yes, Jonathan Swift. Trump complains Epstein damage files are damaging to people who innocently met him. Yeah, right, Jonathan. Yeah, he's an idiot. So let's hope, again, folks, this is all coming out now. So if anyone sees anything else while we're doing this stream, please let me know. Because when I was looking earlier, a lot of it still wasn't being talked about, but it looks like because it's like coming out now. So I'm trying to see. Yeah, there should be outer signal. Welcome outer signal. Trump should lose some. I agree, Hiyori. Unfortunately, we have an imperial presidency, which makes it very hard. This is what I'm saying, folks. The elites need to be afraid of us, and maybe putting a few heads on spikes, metaphorically, of course. Metaphorically, I would never suggest doing that in reality. No, 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 no. Of course not. Anyway, I do want a guillotine tattoo though, but regardless. So all right. So that's dark. That's very dark. Again, folks, I don't know, however, if this will ever result in anything. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to say that, we'll see. I don't know for sure, but all right. Okay, so that's that news. Yeah, you know what? Malzor, that's the issue, right? One of the issues with the Supreme Court is that it's almost has zero accountability. Like it's very hard to hold the Supreme Court accountable for anything. Okay. Right? Okay. Mayflower Kid, I'm not saying that guillotines aren't bad. They're cruel. They're cruel machines used to kill people, but I like the symbol, a Mayflower Kid. Okay. Epstein, thank you, Jonathan. Epstein files transferred to Act Data Set 8. This is where all the files are. Okay. Now, I do know this. I do know that that's where they are, but it'll take forever for me to go through them with all of you on stream because there's thousands of them. So I can do. I'm kind of waiting for other people to pull out the relevant ones, like some of the news channels. But regardless, thank you, Jonathan. Okay, well, I'll save this, and then I knew about it, but thank you, though, Jonathan. Okay, so all right, so that's fun. On a side note. Remember how I say, we'll do it live. We'll do it live just real fast. This is sort of a palate cleanser. Hello, Dolly Boy. Dolly Boy, you're missing some really terrifying, horrible stuff. Oh, good, Meowzord. Okay, you know what? Let me do this little palate cleanser, and then we'll get right back into the dark stuff. So I don't know if you guys know who Bill O'Reilly is. Yeah, of course, right, Meowzord? I'm not surprised at all that Russell Brand. Oh, that's okay, SoCal. Forgive me. Okay, so this is Bill O'Reilly, who was a Fox News host. And he was very upset with his staff because he was trying to pre-record a segment and something was going wrong. So he started screaming at them. This is what happened.
That's tomorrow. And that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter. I don't know what that is. I've never seen that.
No,
He was an asshole, by the way.
there is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
Okay, but
Okay.
now I can't read it. There's no words on it.
Okay. Ready? Sure.
There's no words there to play
He can't unless, he's actually having to read words off. Okay.
us out. What does that mean? To play us out?
Sting is going to do, it's a video.
Yeah.
Sting video.
Yeah.
What is?
For credits.
I don't know what that means. To play us out. What does that mean? To end
Wait
the
for
show?
Yeah.
We'll do it live. Wait
All
for
right,
it.
go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it.
Okay. In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a. I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
All right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is.
Okay, you get the idea. Anyway, so when I say we'll do it live, you know what I'm referring to now. Okay, there you go. There's a little moment to make us feel a little bit better about the horror we just read. Okay, hello AMA Gaming. Glad to see you here, AMA Gaming. AMA Gaming. I feel like I haven't seen you as much recently. Am I going crazy? Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. So let's see here. We got some. All right, let's go back to the serious shit. Someone else just sent us something here about the Epstein files. We for those who don't know, a bunch more documents were released, and Trump has referenced multiple times. We just read some pretty disturbing statements from the Epstein files alleging Trump committed a sexual assault. Oh, that's okay. Amy, you don't have to apologize at all. Okay. I feel bad. I'm used to being like a teacher, so I'm used to remembering when people are here or not here and things like that so I can give them makeup work because I used to be a teacher. And then I realized that when I talk about people who haven't been here on stream, it makes it sound like I'm a cult leader demanding you all be here all the time. But I'm like, no, no, no. I shouldn't call people out. This is not a classroom. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So this is how dare you, Mayflower Kid. Spend my family's money. I'd like to get everything. It's not worth coming forward. So this is Sarah. I haven't spoken to my family at some length this morning, and I would like to retract everything I have said to you and walk away from this. Oh my God. So this is a woman who probably reported what happened to her and is now retracting it because she's afraid. My emails have been hacked. I have reached out to the Russians for help, and they are coming with aid. Thank goodness for Anonymous. I will make sure that they all go behind bars. I've already sent everything I need to. So the CIA hacking my emails were too late. I also have numerous devices. You know what? I need to make this bigger so you all can see it, don't I? Okay. Let's open this up, folks, because this is interesting. Okay. Okay, here we go. I have also have numerous devices with systems that are unhackable, and I have film footage all over Europe itching to be released. Thanks again for your help. You really took one for the team. Nice. I hope you go to sleep at night wondering just quite where you will end up after this life is finished. Don't believe me? I can prove that too. You don't know who I am, and I'm not going away until I have achieved my goals on getting the bad guys where they belong. And then she followed up. I see. So this was ah. So then she followed up with this email that said that she wants to retract everything that she said, which is disturbing. Okay. Read pages 2 to 4. I got you. So that was let's see here. 2. Okay. The firm represents all right. Oh God, Alan Dershowitz. Yay! Yep. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, guys. Did you see where I tagged your no? Oh, SoCal, it's okay. Really. If you can't figure it out, it's not the end of the world. But thank you for trying. So let's read this. This is from this is I don't know, what is this? This firm represents inventor, what in intervener? Oh, Professor Alan Dershowitz, who I know all of us love, right? We all love Alan Dershowitz out there. We are a bunch of Alan Dershowitz stands, a bunch of Alan Dershowitz stands out here. I think that's a different person, Hiyori, but basically, okay. And we write in anticipation of the party's forthcoming motion practice concerning the confidentiality of the Sarah and Ransom deposition. Inter Intervenor requests that if the court allows plaintiff Virginia Jeffrey, okay, to remove the confidentiality designation concerning the ransom. Uh, okay, the emails will demonstrate Miss Ransom's inflammatory, salacious, and defamatory testimony concerning the intervenor and others is false, and that the deponent is not credible. Okay, so this is them saying they don't want to release this stuff. That is her friend was approached by Special Agents Forces men sent by Hillary Clinton herself in order to protect her presidential campaign. I will make sure that neither that evil bitch Hillary or that pedophile Trump gets elected. I will make sure that everybody on the goddamn planet. Interesting. I've gone, okay. Clinton and Trump must pay for what they did to the rest of us of the rest of the men that were involved in and the rest of their men. Yeah, I know, Meowzord. Okay, so another friend was one of the many girls that had sexual relations with Donald Trump. She confided in me about her casual friendship with Donald. Mr. Trump definitely seemed to have a thing for her, and she told me how he kept going on about how he liked her oh my God. Can I even say these things on stream? Even liked her pert nipples. Donald Trump like okay, I can't say this next part I can't say this next part on stream. I mean, let me phrase it this way, folks. He liked using his tongue on various parts of her body that I will not describe here on stream. He actually liked using his tongue so much that it would leave parts of the body red and raw. Let's put it that way. Okay, I'm not even gonna show that on screen, guys. You can't if you want it is if someone posted this. Oh, this one has been redacted now. Okay, so if we were to if someone if, did someone upload this on Discord? If people want to read it, they can. Is London still here? We need to find a way to post this in some sort of NSFW space so that people who don't want to be triggered with massive trauma don't have to be. But okay. All right. So there we go. So that is really dark. Here's another one. Oh my God. Okay, that one also has some things. I can't read this one either. I'm already seeing some things regarding spank. Okay, I'm not gonna read that aloud. Okay, I was forced by Epstein to visit regularly, and if I didn't, he would turn up personally to come find me wherever I was hiding. Whew. Okay. So, yeah, absolutely illegal laws. So guys, I'm not gonna read some of this stuff because I just can't do that on YouTube. But you can guess that this is pretty bad stuff. The fact that I can't read it on YouTube because, I curse a lot. I talk about genocide and things like that. Okay, so I recommend you guys read this. It's bad. It's very bad. Trump definitely looks like he's massively guilty of doing some horrible things, as are the Clintons, as are as is Alan Dershowitz. Okay, all right. No problem there. Weird amorphous blob. They cured a guy with a sickle cell disease. Oh, really? Oh, that's good. Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Retro Asher. I'll post that on Discord for anyone who wants to see it. Just know that what I just read there was pretty awful. You can probably see it if you go back in the stream because I wasn't covering it up on the page, but all right. So this is very interesting. All this stuff is still, is it okay? So this stuff is now appearing on, yeah. Oh, of course. Of course they haven't, Fox Apple. The Democrats had never released anything either. It's actually shocking to me that it's coming out under Trump, but it is. Okay. But you can see why, because the Clintons were involved. And, all right. So again, folks, the elites need to be afraid of us. Do I need to repeat this? I feel a fire growing in my belly, and I'm becoming quite irritated. That's an understatement. I'm becoming very infuriated. All right. So gross, disgusting are the leaders, the people that are supposed to be represent us and things like that are all a bunch of monsters. If you guys didn't already know that, we live in a goddamn barbaric country. And internationally, the elites are a bunch of monsters, and they oftentimes cooperate with each other on an international level. You have elites in the UK colluding with elites in America, and you have elites in America colluding with Saudi elites. You have elites in Israel colluding with elites in America. You have elites. Okay, you see what I mean? They all interact with each other. They form a class of their own, and then they destroy us. Is everyone shocked by this? Maybe we should do something about it because it's really frustrating to read about. All right. Jesus Christ. Okay. Also, it should be noted that in this, yep, yes, or Dolly Boy, we could even talk about the French Revolution, right? Yeah, I'm going to read what Dolly Boy said, and I'm not going to say it, but I'll let Dolly Boy do the speaking for me. Dolly Boy says, "Seems like they've forgotten what happened to the old elites before Russia became the Soviet Union. Would be nice if someone could give them a reminder." You know what, Dolly Boy? For the sake of uh, Fox Emblem, I'll go back and look, but there was we did talk about something like that. Oh my god, are you serious, Malzord? Okay, so let's actually do a quick historical thing. Yeah, no, that works too, Dolly, but any of those work. Do you guys know who Nicholas II was? And guys, I am not if you remember, guys, the first video I ever posted on YouTube was a video where I was talking about how I was concerned about what might happen if things keep going the way they do, because there are a lot of guns in this country and people are very upset with the government. And I said that because I am legitimately concerned about it, because at some point, people will no longer have the patience to deal with what's happening. And to go back to what Dolly Boy said, do we all know who Tsar Nicholas II is? Oh, I got you, Fox Emblem Insane. Okay, so Tsar Nicholas II was the last king or emperor of Russia before the communist revolution there. And like he things did not end well for him. Refused to help the people, started a war that was resulting in a lot of his people dying. The Russian peasantry was being treated like absolute shit. It caused a revolution where the communists, a bunch of folks rose up in Russia and overthrew his regime and established the Soviet Union. There's a lot more to it than this. But his family, he ended up shot and dead. So did his all of his children and his wife. They ended up they were imprisoned, they ended up being shot and thrown into a shallow grave. Okay. And all right. And or you could go really insane and go Khmer Rouge. Let's not do that for a moment. I'm not saying I want this to happen. I don't want like a that's my point, is I would rather if the elites keep doing things, or what happened during the French Revolution. What happened during the French Revolution, where people literally started spontaneously rising up, taking people to the guillotine and cutting their heads off. Okay, like at some point, okay, it's almost all right. It's dumb. It is self-destructive what they're doing, but they're so separated from the rest of us, they don't see it. Which also is what happened in Russia and also in France. Okay, all right. So there you go. Politics. You got different Epstein files. Andrew Gissing Maxwell. Okay, this one's on the DOJ. Let's take a look at this one. And by the way, folks, you know I sometimes occasionally say kind of radical things. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I also don't want that to happen. That's the last thing I want to happen. You know why? Because first of all, most revolutions fail. In the meantime, a lot of innocent people die, especially people who are on the fringes of society. You see what I mean? Okay. So I would rather that not happen, but I'm okay. I'm definitely would like the fear of that happening. Okay. The French Revolution was caused by rich people who thought they treated unfairly, though. Okay, so that is one argument you could make. There were a lot of middle class people who were upset too, but no, it was caused by the elites, the wealthy and the powerful, owning too much and taxing the hell out of the poor. So it was not caused by rich people who thought that they were treated unfairly. It was the rich who did it. Matt Saigai, how dare you? You get Matt Saigai? Okay. All right. So you know what I'm saying, Matt Saigai. You know, Matt Saigai, there's certain things I can't say on stream, Matt Saigai, but it is true that I am concerned about if there is violence that breaks out, because that is often not good. All right. How dare you, Matt Saigai? You just like trolling me. Okay. Okay. So what do we got here? Senate Minority Leader recalled. Oh, great. Yeah, I can't Fed post. Mayflower is possible, although admittedly, Mayflower, oftentimes both things happen at the same time. Honestly, yeah, both things off. That's why I don't like the idea of revolutionary violence, guys. For anyone watching, I'm a historian. We're talking about this in a theoretical historical sense. A theoretical historical sense. I'm not talking about. I'm not trying to advocate for revolution. Revolution bad. Don't do revolution, everyone out there. However, if I were to talk from as a historian, oftentimes a revolution will break into civil war unless it has set demands and is controlled centrally by what it called a mirroring. What is it called? Damn it, I'm having a mind blank here. Mirroring government organizations. So, for example, you can't have a bunch of chaotic random violence. That won't work. You need to have an organized revolution that has like an organizing body that makes decisions and makes demands. If you have a bunch of random violence with no set demands, you'll just end up in a dictatorship. You need an organized body with parallel government institutions, all right? So, again, okay, I'm just saying, if there were anyone, if any, so I don't think we're at that point, are we? Because I don't think a bunch of chaos would be bad. All right. Anyway, so moving on, historically, one time, sometime I'm going to do a stream called "How to Stage a Revolution." I actually took a class in grad school called "How to Stage a Revolution." That was really great, of course, for historical reasons, but regardless. Yeah, exactly, Hiyori, and that's the issue, Hiyori. Yep, absolutely outer signal, and that's the problem. A lot of most revolutions fail, guys. Most revolutions fail. I'm not saying that because I'm a pessimist. It's just true historically because most revolutions are very emotional affairs where people break out into violence because they're upset, but they don't organize. And then you have a bunch of chaotic violence and it ends up in a dictatorship. That's what we often see happen. We saw a lot of that happen during the Arab Spring. As much as I respect those people and what they did, there wasn't enough organization necessarily. Well, that's a bit more complicated, but all right. So, all right. It would, by the way, theoretically be much easier if we pulled a Gandhi type thing and we all just stopped working. That'd be nice. Well, that would have been, if you just stop working. If everyone just went on strike, that would be nice. Okay. Yep, Dolly boy. Yes, Hiyori, and that's a problem, Hiyori. If Hiyori, you're right. Okay, honestly, the only thing it will work is if the military is supporting it. You're right, Hiyori. And the problem with that, Hiyori, is that if you have a revolution that's sponsored by the military, almost certainly the military will have an exceptional amount of power in any process to end the revolution, which oftentimes will lead to a military dictatorship. Okay. Okay, I'll look at this too. Yep, absolutely, Fox Emblem. Yeah, the thing about revolution is that has an absolutely bruh moment, and that's my thing here. Remember that I that's why I'm afraid of it because revolution's not good. Like during a revolution, it is horrific for people. And anyway, so all right. So historically speaking, we should avoid that for the sake of everyone. But okay, yeah, exactly, Mithril. So again, this is my point, folks. Revolution. I know I make a lot of comments that sound like I'm advocating for that. I just want to be clear here. My first YouTube video was that I want to avoid that at all costs. Okay, because that won't be good. Mhm. Yes, absolutely, Jonas. You would also need international support. As a matter of fact, the American Revolution wouldn't have succeeded without the support of the French. At least it wouldn't have succeeded as soon as it did. A lot of times, international support is also very helpful. Yeah. Okay. So, or not, or a lack of international support. Let's put it that way. Exactly. So, regardless, okay. Anyway, but I do want by the way, the elites to be afraid, though. Yeah, absolutely, Jonas. That's another one. The Haitian Revolution was largely successful, except for international support, which crumbled because no one liked the idea of free slaves because we're cruel bastards. Yep. Dolly boy. Yeah. And that's the other thing, folks. Okay, I know I'm getting off track here. I'm gonna put up my face here for a second. So It is possible to have massive radical changes from above. Oftentimes, it's not great. Okay, but you can also try to make radical changes with an established government. That not doesn't always work very well, and it's not as fast. But that would also be something that could happen, I guess. Like I could get, and again, I don't know if I would want to say that because that often requires. No, no, it's okay, Dolly Boy. I'm enjoying it. That often require you better have a good leader who isn't a dictator. Let's put it that way, which is very hard to do if you're trying to do a revolution from above. And I don't even really know if. Okay, regardless. Okay, but just be cautious. And if you do advocate for something like that, you better be willing to be one of the first ones on the front lines because okay. Okay, I'll shut up. All right. So we can talk about. I'll do a stream sometime on revolutions. And we can talk about successful revolutions, unsuccessful revolutions. Okay, so let's go back. Yeah, we're gonna go march down to the Capitol. God no, meow or Jesus Christ. Okay, I know SWAT's gonna be incoming. But you all know I'm talking historically here. I'm talking historically. So anyway, all right. So this just got sent to me. Someone just sent. Who just sent this to me? I'm gonna go back. Of course, Meowzord. Where did my face go? Where did my face go? Okay, so someone else, I think I just got sent another thing to read here on stream. I'll just take a look at it real fast. Might not be appropriate. Oh, God. Okay. I remember seeing these. These are the those weird memes that were all over the place. Do we Yeah, and that's yeah, it's not exactly Doug. I'm not a fan of revolution from above. I don't trust it. So, although admittedly I wouldn't call what Trump is doing a revolution. It is a reactionary kind of like the Nazis. That's complicated, but that's fair. Okay. Yep. Matt Saigai, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, Matt Saigai. Okay. Anyway, moving on, folks, for the sake of me not being arrested, we will go on here. All right. Maybe in Discord sometime. Well, never mind. We'll have we can have a chat about it sometime. Okay. So here we have some images. This is Jeffrey Epstein with looks like a child. That's disturbing. Oh, and then there was oh no. Oh, no, no, no. I don't know if I wanna do this. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a clueless little girl, okay? How do I look? Then well, what is he doing? He wouldn't this okay, this is really gross. Yeah, yeah, these people are monsters, obviously. Okay, we don't need to, let's not let's not do that. Okay, so let's just not look at that. That's great. So, all the horror continues, folks. Bruh moment. Now that would be the way to go, wouldn't it? That would be the way to go, to be killed by an Abrams tank. Okay. Yep, yep, you're right, Meowzord, and we have let it happen. I gotta tell you, these people need to be afraid of us. They need to be afraid for us. So who was it that said? Was it Jefferson who said people shouldn't be afraid of their government? A government should be afraid of their people. 100% agree. They should be afraid of us. All right. Okay. Jonathan Swift again sent something else. New York Times. Thank you. Okay. Don's best friend, how Epstein and Trump bonded over the pursuit of women. Was this posted today? Yes, it was. Let's read this, guys. Meowzord, or I'm sorry, not Meowzord. Sorry, Meowzord. Matt Saigai. I actually partially disagree with you, Matt Saigai. There have been times in history where a government has been afraid of its people, uh, and it oftentimes results in very good things for the people. Let's put it that way. Now, they're few and far between, and it never really ends particularly well, as in it never completely fixes things, but it is definitely better than not being. Yeah, exactly, Meowzord. Okay, it is possible for a fear of the people to cause some amount of change. Hell, even Tsar Nicholas II was kind of forced to allow the Duma, which is the legislature, to meet because of all the pushback he was getting from the people. So, yeah. Okay. Or even the British Empire, they actually had to repeal a bunch of taxes on the Americans initially because of their fear of the Americans revolting. Yeah, but it depends, guys. But it is much better for a government to be afraid than to not be afraid of its people. Now, this could be fixed if the people actually had a say in the government and like there were powerful unions and things like that. Regardless, okay. Yep, outer signal. So, okay, I'll be quiet. Stop being fooled by McCarthyism. They're not sick freaks at all. Yeah, yeah. Alan Dershowitz is disgusting. Okay. All right. So let's go on here. So Jeffrey Epstein was a terrific guy and a lot of fun to be with. Okay, Mithril. Actually, Mithril, that is true in two ways. The Americans are revolting, both in the sense of taking an action and in the sense of being disgusting. So very true. Okay, Jeffrey Epstein was a terrific guy and a lot of fun to be with. He and Donald J. Trump had no formal relationship. They went to a lot of the same parties, but they did not socialize together. They were never really friends, just business acquaintances, or there was no relationship at all. I was not a fan of his, that I can tell you. For nearly a quarter century, Trump has been shifting, but up and up and up and up and up and up. I'm trying to see if we got more here. He has dismissed it as a Democratic hoax. They pursued women in a game of ego and dominance. Female bodies were currency. Yep. All right. With other men, Epstein might discuss tax shelters, international affairs, or neuroscience. With Mr. Trump, he talked about sex. Of course he did. Of course he did. Okay. Jonas, I got to tell you, I actually don't know much about what happened in Nepal. So that's very possible that they discuss Gurkhas. What happened to the country is irrelevant. Oh, I really don't know much about it, Jonas. I got to tell you. But McCarthy took it too far. You're right, bro. Moment. Uh, Trump already insulted the generals, though he's handed out money to them now. Hiyori, what did Hiyori say here? Hiyori said the result. Yeah, you're right, Hiyori. Can oftentimes result in a bigger crackdown. Hiyori says we used to have powerful unions in the UK. Well, maybe they weren't so powerful after all, if they could be dismantled so easily. Yeah, Hiyori. Well, Margaret Thatcher, one of the most evil people in history. Okay, maybe not the most evil person, but pretty evil. Anyway, okay. So I think it was just trophy hunting, said Stacey Williams. All right. I don't really, let's not read this right now. I think we get the idea here, folks. Okay. I think there is, we don't need to get into that. We get it, don't we? They were friends. They're both criminals. They ought to have their heads put on spikes metaphorically, YouTube, metaphorically. And, they probably won't. They probably won't. Okay. So guys, hey, let us let's go on, shall we? We get it. Things aren't going well with this. I am curious, folks. Maybe we'll do a little update later in the stream. I'm going to be streaming for a while today, by the way, folks. If we get, oh wait, you know what? I forgot to put on the jester hat. We already got 2 donations, so we get the jester hat. If we get one more, I'll put on the jester collar. If we get to 5, we get I'll put on the jester makeup. If we get to 7, we'll play a game. And if we get to 10, we might do a Jester After Dark. Maybe we'll do a Jester After Dark. Maybe? Maybe we'll do a Jester After Dark? I'll think about that. But if we get to 7, we will definitely do a game. Okay, let me get the Jester hat. Jonas, thank you. Jonas, thank you. You're my savior. Thank you, Jonas. Okay. All right. So I will put on the jester collar. We get 2 more folks, I'll put on the makeup. All right. Yes, Doug, I did. That's one of the reasons I wanna do the Jester After Dark, Doug, is because I wanna listen to your music on that j like, After Dark stream because I heard it, and it was very good, and I think everyone else will like it too. Okay. Woo! Okay, we're getting riled up now, folks. Okay, so this all that shit is happening. What else did I say we would do today? I know I've been kind of just talking a lot. Okay. Um, I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Jonathan Swift. So do I. I absolutely feel sick about it, but I'm not sure what else to say about it. It's to be honest with you, I think we've all known for a while. We've all known for a while that this shit is happening, and at this point, I don't know what to do because nothing's happening. And okay, but it's anyway. It is horrific, obviously, and we do finally have their names out there. Yeah, Jonathan, I would say I definitely expected it to be this bad, but I just don't think anything will come from it. I think there'll always be a distraction, there will always be an excuse. I don't think it'll matter. I really don't. Now, I could be wrong, but that's my experience recently is that none of it mattered in the end. So, but let's hope that something does happen. Okay. So, all right, you guys. A little faster. What else did I say we would do in the stream? I know I mentioned what was the name of the stream? What did I say? More Epstein files, the Imperial Presidency, live Prageru reaction. Okay, let's do a Prageru reaction, shall we? Let's do a Prageru reaction. That sounds kind of like a fun, I guess you could say, palate cleanser, I guess. I guess. We uh we got a couple options here. So here's what I thought. It has been I have not posted any new videos to YouTube since the beginning since the end of November. I need something to post to YouTube. So I thought we could do a classic live PragerU reaction that I could just post after this so that I have something up there. I actually kind of started losing subscribers because I haven't posted anything. So, but not many, but just a few. So I thought we could do yep, more jovial than what has happened in the stream. Yep, right, Doug, isn't that a bad sign? The fact that I'm happier, I'm saying that this is a palate cleanser compared to what we just did. So there are a couple PragerU videos that I thought would be interesting for me to react to. They now have their own website you can go to, and uh that you actually have to go to see some of the videos, and there's a bunch of nonsense on it. And there's several new videos here. So let's watch at least one of them. This one is called "College Made Me Conservative." College, yeah, right, Mayflower Kid. College made me conservative, and well, we'll see how this goes, shall we? So, for those who have not been on stream before, when I've done a live reaction, I will not be reading chat while I am doing the reaction. You'll notice if you're on Twitch, you might see that too if you're on YouTube. You can no longer see the feed that shows the chats or anything because I'm going to be posting this on YouTube. Okay, so I won't be talking to chat during it, but please, yeah, right, Jonas. But please, if you have something you want to add, please still say it, and then at the end of the reaction, I will read through everything that you said. Okay. And I may peek over at chat a few times. I shouldn't because it's not good for the video, but I might peek over at chat a few times to get some ideas about what to say. So I haven't seen this, so God help us if it's like really good and it ends up being a very non-biased and good approach. Well, it won't be, but we'll find out. Okay. Uh, all right. While wearing the jester outfit, because why not? Woo! All right, is everyone ready? Everyone ready for this? I got to do my little intro here. I think you're all ready for it. Let me make sure the sound is right.
Have you ever heard the old saying that a conservative is just a liberal who got mugged? Well, I got mugged to the tune of $60,000 a year.
Oh God, I'm already
It's
annoyed.
called tuition. Like everyone who cons themselves into attending a liberal arts college, I was captivated by the idea of changing the world.
I don't know if you know what? Maybe clip I don't know if you think you should clip. You know what? I could do that, Doug. I could clip my lessons. You know what? Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. I should start clipping my Matt Sag. I recommended that too. If I actually start clipping segments of my streams and then uploading those as videos, I could do that. My problem though is, guys, and I haven't started yet. I was just kind of testing it out. My problem is I interact with chat so much. I feel like it wouldn't be as satisfying for people watching the videos later. But anyway, we can figure it out. Well, maybe we'll talk about it, Doug. That's a good recommendation. Okay, so this is not a lesson, Mayflower Kid. This is just. You think so, Oz? Okay, if I actually do the lessons, so you're saying if I upload the lessons, you think that'd be helpful? Okay, well I'll try to do that then. All right. So this is okay. Everyone ready? Everyone ready for this? God help us all. All right, I'm gonna do my little bit here, folks. Oh, okay. Outer Signal agrees too. All right, folks. I'll do that. I'll do a little less my little lessons. I'll maybe try to upload some things from this stream too. So, well, we'll figure it out. Okay. A little is permissible. Gotcha, Oz. Seeing how you are with your community will inspire people to come in and be chatters. Oh, okay. Okay. That's actually a good point. I got you, Oz. All right. All right, you guys. So let's watch this. Yeah, right, Jonas. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm cheating. I'm cheating. Let's watch. So, everyone ready? I got to do my little bit here. Here we go. Trying to think. Should I say that at the end? Okay. Welcome back to Casual Revolt. I am Casual Revolt, and today we are reacting to another video. As always, it's one from Prageru, our favorite show on the internet. This one is called "College Made Me Conservative." Oh, wow! This I'm sure will be very enlightening. Here's the thing. So Prageru is currently being pushed by the Trump administration to be used in schools as part of the regular curriculum. Several red states have already basically started using Prageru in their school curriculum. Also, PragerU is being used to develop a lot of propagandistic stuff for America's 250th anniversary. So, yay. All right. It is a funded right-wing organization. So I suspect what we're going to see here, as in prior PragerU videos I've reacted to, will not be particularly informative of any way, shape, or form. This one in particular, like I said before, is called, what is this one called? This one is called College Made Me Conservative. And here we go. We are going to watch it now.
Have you ever heard the old saying that a conservative is just a liberal who got mugged? Well, I got mugged to the tune of $60,000 a year. It's called tuition. Like everyone who cons themselves into attending a liberal arts college, I was captivated by the idea of changing the world.
Wait a minute. So she's saying that the fact that she had college debt is what made her a conservative, even though it's the progressives and the left wing who want to basically eliminate college debt. I'm very confused by this. She does know that that was the conservatives' fault for making college debt so bad for people, right? All right. Maybe I'm missing something here. I'm going to go back a little bit. Also, is she, I don't want to be an asshole. Is she high? She looks high. She literally looks high.
Dollars a
Okay.
year. It's called tuition. Like everyone who cons themselves into attending a liberal arts college, I was captivated by the idea of changing the world. I would immerse myself in a diverse pool of academic thought, theory, and action. Well, it didn't quite work out that way. Over the course of 4 years, I was transformed from a plucky, free-thinking, free spirit into a cranky, get-off-my-lawn conservative. The process started not long after I arrived at my elite East Coast school. I thought I was there to expand my knowledge of the world, to debate the great ideas. I soon realized, however, that my professors had something else in mind. Invariably, each class followed the same monotonous ritual. Identify a problem, say racism, blow it up.
So I'm not saying much out there, folks, because okay, so she hasn't said what her problem was with all this. She just said I had a problem with it. So what is the problem?
Beyond all proportion, blame the problem on the white majority culture, and then offer an unworkable solution, usually involving the government.
Well, now wait a minute here. Wait a minute. So she's even saying that they were teaching that white supremacy. So the idea of a culture that was dominated mainly by white Americans sort of created this system that was unfair towards people who were not white. Yeah, that's just a fact. Now, if the professor had been saying that white people are to blame, that white people are there's something inherently wrong with white people, then yeah, I would say that that's a bit much. But they literally just stated a fact. Like American history is full of white slave owners, for example, and this sort of okay.
Everywhere I turned, I saw political correctness. At first, I just rolled with it. Then I got annoyed.
Okay, what does she mean by political correctness? Like not saying the N-word? What does she mean?
Then it started to tick me off. I was being brainwashed, indoctrinated, and I was paying for the privilege with borrowed money. Almost every speaker who came to campus was a
That's an interesting thing to say about education. Okay.
leftist journalist, a leftist activist, or a leftist professor from another leftist school. The ones who weren't leftists were just weird.
Maybe there's a reason for that. Do you think there might be a reason why all the left-wing people that came to campus, you disagree with them, but they weren't weird, and yet all the right-wingers seem kind of weird? Hmm. Maybe that has something to do with the people who believe those ideologies. Maybe the people that believe those ideologies that are right-wingers are kind of weird. You ever think of that? That's just a possibility.
One time, I attended a film lecture given by a very skilled paraplegic adult film star who showed us some of her art. Another time, I went to a performance given by a woman who engaged in autoeroticism behind a curtain.
Cool.
I couldn't deal
So?
with it. The piece
Then why'd you go? I mean, if you're too weak to go to that, if you can't handle art or whatever it is that they're doing, then why'd you go to it? Okay, I can't handle. Look how mad she is sitting there in this image. Well, then why are you there? You just went to get yourself angry? I'm sure there were a lot of people who didn't go to it. All right, that's the whole point of college is to expose you to things that you may not be used to. I know that's hard. It looks like she needs a safe space. Don't we all agree? She needs a safe space. She's being politically correct. She doesn't think public nudity is a good thing. It's just interesting how she is accusing the colleges of being that way when she is literally the example of that.
culture, the mono-thinking, the weirdness. I needed some way to cope. So I got high almost every day. Parenthetically, most of the worst stoners I knew are now working in finance or politics. In fact, this is what made me first realize that I was a fan of limited government. I do not trust these goofs to make policy. Their power must be constrained. This brings me to another black hole in the college experience.
Wait. I'm sorry. I had a moment there. What'd you say?
The worst stoners I knew are. I got high almost every day.
Guys, what did I just tell you? She looks high. Did you guys, sorry, I should not be chatting with chat. As I said earlier, YouTube, she looks like she might be intoxicated. I'm saying that because I was a teacher and I worked in some schools that had a problem with that, and I could pretty much see it immediately. I think she's high right now.
The mono-thinking, the
I got to go back to
weirdness.
see this.
I needed some way to cope. So I got high almost every day. Parenthetically, most of the worst stoners I knew are now working in finance or politics. In fact, this is what made me first realize that I was a fan of limited government. I do not trust these goofs to make policy. Their power must be constrained. This brings me to another black hole in the college experience.
Wait, she wants to constrain the power of CEOs and shit then? So then she is a leftist.
Useless majors, the only thing more pervasive than marijuana and irresponsible future leaders. I'm not being judgmental here. I have a degree in film and media studies and
Honestly, I think if more of our leaders smoke marijuana, things might be better.
political science. Why did I choose them? They're subjects I like talking about. Practical, right? But I wasn't alone. Most of my peers also chose to spend their student loan money on subjects better learned on YouTube or Turner Classic Movies. By the time graduation approached, none of us had developed any actual job skills. And people want to raise taxes to pay for free college for everyone? Are you kidding me? No.
Yeah, she clearly has no understanding of economics. She does realize that that wasn't the problem of the colleges. The problem was that there were no jobs for people who had degrees like that after they left college. Liberal arts degrees are actually very valuable regardless of the major. The issue is that there were not jobs for people of her generation after they left college because the economy was not prepared for that or is not set up for that.
Just no. I'd only give a free education to a smart kid who promised to get a degree in whatever the exact opposite of my degree is. And that degree didn't come cheap. I took on tens of thousands of dollars of debt.
Great, but you could afford marijuana? That's interesting. I mean, I am not judging people who smoke marijuana. I'm just saying, let's play the conservative card here. Then why'd you waste all that money on marijuana if it was such a big deal for you?
But never spent a minute learning how to manage it. No such classes were even offered. I might have actually learned something useful if they had been. I didn't learn about taxes either, other than that the rich should pay their fair share. It was only after college, when I was lucky enough to get my first
Yeah?
job,
Wait, so does she think they shouldn't pay their share pay their share fair or sorry, their fair share? Jesus.
that I
Okay.
discovered the truth. The government takes away a lot of your money. Frankly, it's shocking. And that's not even counting
Yeah, so who do you think then should pay the taxes? Maybe the rich? See, this is what she really doesn't know what she's talking about, does she, folks? She has a very limited worldview. It's all about herself, her own experience. It's all very
the
anecdotal.
mandatory $400 a month deduction for my student loans. I'll probably have that albatross around my neck
Yeah, you can thank conservatives for
for the
that.
rest of my life. Really, I can't believe my peers and I spent so much time shaming conservatives for wanting to lower taxes. A past version of myself would call this desire to keep what I earn
Yeah, and who did they want to lower taxes on, by the way? Who did they want to lower taxes on?
selfish. The current, cheerfully realistic version of me knows this. I can spend my money much better than the politically correct stoners who are running the government
Can she? Can she spend her money better? Because we just heard, okay.
can. So I guess, in a roundabout way, I did get something of value out of my expensive liberal arts education after all. Common sense. I'm Jay Stevens for Prager University.
Well, there wasn't really much to say
What
about that, folks. Hello. Thank you everyone for watching that with me. I'd say overall that wasn't, it was just one woman's perspective who clearly doesn't have a broad knowledge of the thing she's talking about and kind of has sort of vibes about the situation she's in. So, that wasn't great. It wasn't good. It was completely biased, one-sided, anecdotal. But I'm sure all the folks watching are know better than to listen to what one person thinks about an issue like this and to think that just because they experience something in a certain way means that it's a realistic experience of that thing, if that makes sense. All right. If you like my content, folks, you can become a member for as little as 99 cents a month. You also will get access to cute members only emojis and a jester hat next to your name in the live chat during my live streams, which are every day except for Wednesdays and Sundays. And on that note, well, keep thinking for yourselves, other folks. Okay, guys. Well, that was kind of blah. That wasn't that entertaining, was it? Well, shit. Oh well. I'll still post it. You can get maybe 200 views or some shit. That's nice. All right. Well, that was that. So what? Okay, yeah. And the rest of it's just an ad for going online on PragerU. That wasn't very entertaining, was it? Oh well. What happened to the good old days when I could watch something about Christopher Columbus? Oh, thank you, Meowzord. PragerU, Stevens, Jay Stevens. PragerU says she's an attorney. Okay. Attorney and former U.S. attorney. Interesting. So wait a minute. She did fine then. Like, it doesn't tell us anything. Attorney and former U.S. attorney. This makes zero sense. Okay, well, this doesn't tell us anything. All right. Well, whatever the case. Okay. Yeah, no, so much, Jonas. It's like this, oh, I'm better than you, look down upon. Anyway, I did think the thing about the weed was funny. I felt bad after saying it. I'm like, maybe that's just how she looks. She looks like she's high. But then she talked about how she was high all the time. And I'm like, oh, maybe she is high. Not that it really matters, just kind of a funny thing. Okay, well, yep, it's over, Mayflower Kid. That was it. I thought that'd be more interesting. I thought that'd be much more interesting than it was. Oh, well. Anything else we can watch here? We could do another one. Well, maybe we should wait. We could wait to do another one. I don't want to bore anyone to tears after that nonsense. All right, let's see here. What do we got? By the way, folks, if we get what? JB Stevens is an old white dude. I bet they just lied then. They did. They sucked at Googling, right, Meowsword? Absolutely. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let me see what else we got to do. What else do we got to do here? Boop, 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 boop. See here, we got more Epstein files released. Imperial Presidency, live Prageru reaction, more. Let me see here. So we got some things to do on Discord. We had some reactions that we can look at. I'm kind of in the mood to do that. We'll look at some reactions here. All right. So big fan, best to call reactions. This is sent from Alyssa. Let's watch this real fast. This says it is
Vladimir
a.
Putin today.
I thought you were introducing yourself.
No, no.
I'm Vladimir
Definitely
Putin.
not. Definitely not. Vladimir
What
Putin.
are you doing here?
So as far as we know, Jonas, there's been 3. I don't think he's actually. I don't know if we've actually taken the 3rd one yet, but we're following the 3rd one. But we haven't taken it yet, if that makes sense. I think. Can we all see my face again? Hi. Can we all see the? We can. Okay. So. Let us. So this was sent from Alyssa. It says something about Marco Rubio.
Yes, sir.
Vladimir
Okay. Let's see what Alyssa says. What Alyssa has us to watch here.
Putin today.
I thought you were introducing yourself.
No, no.
Vladimir.
That's funny, Jonas. I only saw the last part of what you said. Yeah, we are. We're preventing all the fentanyl. Don't worry, Jonas.
I'm Vladimir
Definitely not. Definitely not. Vladimir
Putin. What
Putin.
are you doing here?
Nick
I'm
Schiffer
sorry.
in PBS NewsHour. Vladimir Putin had his own end-of-year press
Today?
conference today.
Oh, he's trying to step on my message.
Yeah, yeah. His went, I think, 4 hours. So we got,
well,
we
don't
got at
worry
least
about
3
that.
hours. And he said,
Do you hear? I'm sorry. Do you hear all the bootlickers in the audience? I just hate how the press are so obedient. Ha ha ha! Ha! You're so funny, Marky Rubio. Ha ha ha! Ha! Like, okay, calm down. Calm down. Get a room. We don't need to hear all your bootlicking. Like, that's something you should keep to yourself. Keep that private.
he was willing to end the war in
I
Ukraine.
bet you he didn't do it in Spanish.
He did not.
All right.
And did you see he winked? He did that creepy wink to the audience. Either that or it was a stroke. I really couldn't tell, but I think it was a wink. If you go back a little bit here, yeah,
Go
look
ahead,
at this.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
He,
And he said he was
Okay.
willing to end the war in
I
Ukraine.
bet you he didn't do it in Spanish.
He did not.
All right.
there's the
Go
wink.
ahead,
See,
I'm
there you go.
No, no.
Either that or we should see him find a neurologist.
He said he was willing to end the war in Ukraine based on principles he had outlined last summer, and that included a complete Ukrainian withdrawal from 4 regions.
Yeah, Putin's ideas for Ukraine are mine. That's mine. Those are his ideals. It's just him screaming mine. All right.
Most of which are not occupied by Russia. Recognition of occupied Russian territory in Ukraine and the complete lifting of sanctions.
Yeah,
that
Jonas.
goes beyond some of the recent conversations
Dolly boy.
we've been having. So do you think Putin is serious about peace, and is the U.S. willing to recognize occupied Russian territory in Ukraine?
Look, I think ultimately there is what people say, and I'm not claiming that that's not his position. I'm just saying there's what people say and then what people do. In the end, we're not going to base our approach to finding peace here on the basis simply of what people are saying. We're going to base it on what people are willing to agree to, what countries are willing to agree to. Our role is very simple. We try to understand what the Russian position, how much can they give and what do they have to have. We understand the Ukrainian position, and we try to find whether those two things can overlap. Maybe that happens this week.
I just can't stand this. I feel so bad for the Ukrainians. I get it. When you're fighting peace, you have to kind of find something. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Outer signal. You had to find something, like some way of, but I just don't like, okay. They're not equal. The Russians are the aggressors. All right. Okay. Dolly boy. Thank you very much, Dolly boy. All right. Fantastic. If we get one more, we will do the makeup.
Maybe that happens next month. Maybe that's not ready for a few months. That's not up to us. That's up to the two sides. In the end, it's up to them to make a deal. We can't force Ukraine to make a deal. We can't force Russia to make a deal. They have to want to make a deal. The role we're trying to play is a role of figuring out whether there's any overlap here that they can agree to. And that's what we've invested a lot of time and energy and continue to do so. That may
Yeah,
not
that'd
be
be nice,
possible.
Mayflower.
I hope it
Hello,
is. I hope
Tarbin.
it can get done this month before the end of the year. I want it to end as soon as possible. I know the president is deeply committed to helping it end. I know this,
Mithril,
though.
I
We're the only
agree.
ones that can.
And honestly, Mithril, I think he has a good chance if he does. He's very, well, maybe. He might be a bit too robotic, but we'll see. It'd be horrible, but.
Do it. If we were not involved, no one would be talking to both sides.
Okay. Well, that was Marco Rubio for you. Okay. So, yeah. Let's see here what else we got in the reactions channel. Feel like there's some other good stuff here. Luigi Mangione is a modern day prophet. That looks interesting. Let's just watch this. Oh, that's another Alyssa. I'm gonna wait till Alyssa's here before I react to some of these. We saw the ones with the dog treats. That's hilarious to me. We saw the Melania preview.
Yes, sir.
Vladimir Putin today.
Shut up. We're done with that. So, what else we got? How about we do this? Let's do. You know what? I got something that I want to watch with all of you. Let me find it. So, all right. How's everyone doing out there? How's everyone doing out there? Everyone doing well? Everyone doing well? That first part of the stream really threw me off because now I have. Anyway, let's see here. So, just another little. One more little thing here. This is this is just kind of a palate cleanser. I've needed several palate cleansers a day. Please forgive me. Yeah, no, you're right, Dolly boy, you're right. Let's do this. This is just sort of a palate cleanser, kind of, I guess. So if anyone knows, so when a volcano erupts, if it's a massive explosion, you typically have something called a pyroclastic flow. A pyroclastic flow is a giant cloud of burning ash and debris that is hundreds of degrees. I don't even know how hot it is. It's extremely hot. If it hits you, you will die instantly, practically. But it is a horrific thing. Regardless, it's a cool thing from a nature standpoint. And hot gas. Thank you, Malzord. And it's not like, so we're not celebrating like the danger of this, but it's cool from a natural perspective, right? So this is just a video I found, and I haven't really watched it, but it's a really well recorded. Yeah, exactly, Hiyori. It happened in Pompeii. That's funny. This is what happened in Pompeii, a pyroclastic flow. And this is what it looks like. And this is a video where someone was able actually to capture the sound of a pyroclastic flow. And I've always wanted to hear how it sounds. Okay, I just think it's interesting. So this is Semeru volcano on November 19th, 2025, and we can actually hear the sound of the pyroclastic flow. So let's just watch this real fast. This is a palate cleanser. Look at that. You can see it moving faster. Yeah, retro. So that is not rain, by the way. That is the sound of stuff falling from the like ash and shit falling. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. It might actually be rain. But you can also see that there is. Well, maybe we even haven't heard it yet. I don't know. I'm just talking. It's getting closer to the camera, so I guess we'll find out soon if we can hear it. Probably Mayflower. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Mayflower Kid. It moves really fast, too. Look how fast that's coming at us. Right, Jonas? So we'll see here. All right, here it comes. You also, a lot of times it'll cause friction, so you'll be able to see lightning within the pyroclastic cloud. But it might be toxic rain, Yalzord. Okay, let's see here. We still got a few minutes left. I'm going to move forward a bit to see if we can see it getting close. I guess that is the sound of it. All that shit falling down is part of the pyroclastic flow. Yeah, it moves very fast. Because it's already starting to slow down, so maybe we won't actually get close enough to the camera. But you can definitely, all that shit falling, I think, is part of the pyroclastic flow. Wow, that's scary looking. Anyway. Yeah, absolutely, Dolly Boy. Right out of the signal. See, this is why pre-scientific cultures believed in gods, right? This is a pretty horrifying event. As a matter of fact, I've been to a volcano in Hawaii. What is it called? Kilauea. Now, in Kilauea. So Kilauea is you can actually go out onto the old lava flows. Now, I was there when it wasn't erupting, so we were able to go out to the lava flows. But there is a god that the Hawaiians believe in, named they're probably not Jonas. We probably wouldn't accept it anyway, because we'd be like, no, we're America. We don't need the help, which would just be stupid. It's very cool to go there. You can actually see it pouring into the ocean and all the steam coming up. Yeah, the world is screwed if Yellowstone erupts. It's a super volcano. It'd probably blot out the sun. It might even cause a global winter because the sun wouldn't be able to make it through the. Okay, so anyway, let me see. The Pele is the name of that god. Pele, and it was funny because, I'm an atheist, of course, but the ancient Hawaiians say that you shouldn't take anything from the mountain. You shouldn't take anything from the volcano. You shouldn't even take a rock because it all belongs to Pele. And if you take a rock, something bad will happen to you. The Pele will get her revenge. And someone in my family, who I won't name, took a rock from the top of Kilauea. We didn't know this person took a rock, but they took a rock from the top of Kilauea, and that piece of luggage that rock was in got lost on the flight on the way back to mainland United States, and then when we finally got it, it was damaged. Okay, obviously it's just a coincidence, but hey, you never know. Maybe Pele is out there. All right, Pele. God. Maybe it's not spelled that way. I can't remember. Yeah, here we go. This is Pele, who is the god of Kilauea, who will punish you if you take anything from the top of Kilauea. Anyway, so yeah, maybe your farts can buy hilarious. Okay, so anyway, that's an interesting thing too. What else here? I got some other things I wanted to show all of you. Let me pull it up. Yeah. All right, back to the serious stuff. Where did I find this shit? I already lost what I had up here. There we go. React. So,
Hey, what? Here on the ground.
yeah, I think so. Retro Asher. I think it was. All right, here's kind of a positive story from the AP. I thought you'd all find interesting. Yeah, I agreed, Meowsword. Everyone needs to see the Wakari, Escape from Wakari documentary on Netflix. Terrifying about this volcano that erupted in New Zealand while there were tourists on it. You should see it. It's a bit disturbing, but it's really good. It is a horror movie. It's like a real life horror movie. All right. So this is, how the Trump administration has been arresting a lot of people, of course, in an attempt to punish protesters, and they've arrested a lot of people and charged them with felonies. Well, a lot of those cases are being brought to court, and they're being dismissed by judges. Okay, a lot of the cases are absolutely crumbling once they get to court, which is a good sign. It's a sign, at least, that the judicial branch is able to maintain some level of separateness from the executive, which is a positive thing. So just to watch this real fast.
Like scores of Los Angeles residents, Catherine Carreño has been protesting President Donald Trump's immigration crackdown.
2 people have been taken from just right in front of my apartment.
Right, Dolly boy?
I see the impact, and it's my neighbors and my community members that are being affected and taken.
Last August, she was among a group of people in front of a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement facility when an agent approached her as the vehicle attempted to enter. The confrontation ended in Carreño's arrest.
I kept telling myself, I am protected. Everything's going to be okay.
Oh my God, they just take her inside. That is so scary, guys. Oh my God, they just take her inside the facility that she's protesting at. Oh, okay.
What didn't know was that the Department of
That just sends a chill up my spine. It just looks so 1984-y.
Justice would pursue charges of assault on a federal officer, a felony with a potential 8-year prison sentence.
When I first read the complaint, I was just like, they're lying. They're lying.
Carreño's case is one of dozens the Associated Press has tracked since President Trump began unleashing federal forces on several cities in the name of quelling violent protests and cracking down on crime. Attorney General Pam Bondi said protesters accused of assaulting federal officers would face severe consequences.
Yeah. This is why the elites need to have the same fear that they make us have.
AP examined 166 federal criminal cases in 4 cities: Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., Chicago, and Portland, Oregon. The analysis found the Justice Department has struggled to deliver felony convictions.
Oh, what a shame, right? Oh, poor Justice Department can't seem to charge anyone with crimes they didn't commit. Oh, everyone's sad out there. Poor Justice Department seems utterly incapable of doing its job, and being a fascist, an apparatus of the fascist state. How unfortunate for them.
Of the 100 people initially charged with felony assaults, 55 saw their charges reduced to misdemeanors or dismissed outright. Another 23 pleaded guilty to reduced charges that resulted in little or no jail time.
Now, that is still frustrating that about half of them still had to plead. But they still didn't get any jail time. We'd have to look at the individual cases, but all right.
This is all about messaging by the Trump administration.
Yeah, it's
I
about
think
fear.
they want to get out there the word that they're going to go after everyone, and that it's going to chill the behavior by the protesters.
Of course,
In
it's
response
about
to
fear.
AP's analysis, the Justice Department said it will continue to pursue the most serious available charges against those alleged to have put federal agents in harm's way.
Can we just say here how, after what we read this at the beginning of this stream, and then you see that woman that we just saw, who looks like a lovely human being who is protesting for the rights and the safety of her fellow human beings, getting charged with a felony, while how many people have been charged with the Epstein stuff? It really is. I'd laugh at it if I felt that I had the energy to do that. Like, at this point, the clown show is very disturbing, right? So, anyway, Jonas, a man from Eritrea, recently died in containment with ICE. He was a legal immigrant. Once we allow people to be caught, confined, and shipped without proper, you're totally right there, Jonas. You're totally right. And this is not talking about immigrants. This is talking about protesters. It's definitely much worse for immigrants, right? All right. Yeah, absolutely. Right, Jonas? Okay. So, yeah, law and order, tough on crime, boots on the ground, peaks inside, fascism. Exactly. Outer signal. Wow, you're right, outer signal. Okay. So, like, it's so gross. And then we don't, as Jonas just brought up, this isn't even talking about the migrants or people who are accused of being illegal migrants, some of whom are legal residents, some of whom are American citizens that are just being rounded up without due process. Okay. All right.
A department spokesperson said, "We will not tolerate any violence directed toward our brave law enforcement officials who are working tirelessly."
Oh, yes, such brave law enforcement officials fighting against unarmed protesters and 40-year-old mothers who are worried about their children being thrown in prison. Like, okay.
To keep Americans safe. The Department of Homeland Security responded by saying 238 assaults have happened on ICE personnel since the start of the year, up from 19.
Again, what do you expect? What do you expect to happen if you're going into cities and taking people away from their families? You're going to get a response. They know that. They know that. They want an excuse to do the violence back to the protesters. Okay.
Previous year, the agency declined to provide its list or provide details about how it defines assaults. Prosecutors have successfully secured felony indictments against at least 58 people, accused of throwing rocks and projectiles at federal vehicles, punching or kicking officers.
Oh my God, oh no, throwing a projectile at an armored federal vehicle. Oh, God, it's just as bad as throwing a sandwich at an officer, right? Jesus, wow, how horrible are these people? They deserve felony convictions for that.
Shooting paintballs and spitting at officers.
Oh no, paintballs. Oh God, no. Oh my pearls. Oh God.
Those cases are awaiting trial. The 5 people who
Mayflower
already went
kid.
to trial on misdemeanor charges were acquitted.
If you're using your resources
Hey, good. So some of them are getting
to
acquitted.
go after misdemeanor cases like this, there's a lot of real crime out there that's not being investigated or prosecuted.
One of the 5 trials that ended with acquittal included Sidney Reed. The D.C. resident was arrested after filming ICE detentions outside a jail. She was accused of injuring a federal agent.
She was filming and she got arrested for injuring a. Okay.
Detained for 2.5 days without being read my rights, without being told what I was being charged for.
I feel like that's a violation of something called the Constitution, but again, we don't really have that anymore, do we? It's more of a recommendation than a law at this point.
Without a phone call.
Body camera footage played at trial showed that Reed had not intentionally struck the agent. Instead, the agent had scratched her hand on a wall while assisting another officer.
Mind your own business.
Oh, that is funny. That is funny. So that officer actually accidentally scratched her hand on a wall.
That's all you have to do. Mind your own business.
You know, I don't think what I did was brave or anything, you know, earth-shattering, but it is still kind of a sensitive topic because this is my city.
In Los Angeles,
Bravely,
it took jurors under 5 hours to acquit Carreño. The jury didn't agree with the prosecution that the 32-year-old, quote, raised her hand and brought it down in a slapping, chopping motion,
jury
end quote,
trials.
onto the
Because the people do get to decide something at least, and it looks like they decided correctly in this place.
officer's arm.
I'm not doing anything.
Now, weeks later, Carreño is still reeling from the experience, but plans to continue protesting and volunteering.
I get anxiety, but I still go. I am still scared of retaliation, but I think it's more scary to think about what will happen if we're not out there.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I just thought you guys would find that interesting. Slightly good news, I guess, just because we no longer have to. I mean, some of these cases are failing because the judicial branch is doing its job, which is at least, I guess, a slight positive, if barely. Okay. All right, you guys. So what else we got here, folks? Oof. Presume for isolate. Oh, 100%. For 100%, Jonas, they do. They spend a lot more time on legal proceedings for ICE alleged attacks than they do on. Yeah. Oh, of course, Jonas, of course. All right. So we also do have.
After weeks of controversy.
I know I'm just going through a few things here, folks. We all remember that woman who complained because she got a 0 on an essay where she referenced the Bible and things like that, and I corrected that essay on stream. Well, unfortunately, that TA lost their job. So that's horrific news that the TA who gave her a 0 lost her job over this because the right wing are a bunch of whiny babies who believe in cancel culture, right? So, all right.
And national attention. The University of Oklahoma wraps up an investigation over a failing grade given to an OU student. Now, this all revolves around Samantha Fulnecky's controversial psychology essay on gender. While the school is staying pretty tight-lipped on the actual findings, they did share details on the future of the instructor who graded the paper.
Yeah, this is very
News4's Tanner De Leon is here with the new developments for us tonight. Tanner?
Of course, us teachers, I mean, I'm not a TA, but people who do teaching always get the short end of the stick. You know, we're always the ones who get fucked over by these things. And here's another example.
Well, Kevin, tonight we know the graduate teaching assistant will no longer teach at OU, but the university won't say much else about its investigation into Samantha Fulnecky's accusation.
Now, admittedly, the university did not say that she wouldn't still be a graduate student there. So they might be kind of playing the game and being like, don't worry, she won't teach any more classes. She'll still be a graduate student and still be going for her PhD, but she won't have to teach any classes anymore. But regardless, really disappointing. I would want her to be my teacher. Meowsword, yep, another win for mental illness. Yay, God.
That this was religious discrimination.
I think I should have gotten 100. I've gotten 100 on every single essay I've written.
Oh, is this the girl? Is this the woman? Excuse me. This is the woman that wrote the essay. Jesus, remember what I talked about phrenology before and like how certain head structures kind of. I know I shouldn't make this joke. It's way too dark. I won't make that joke. Regardless, I don't think I'd seen her before. Let's put it
In
that
this
way.
class.
But OU junior Samantha Fulnicki did not get a 100 on an essay written for a psychology class in response to a study on gender expectations in society. In it, Fulnicki cited her religious beliefs, writing in part, quote, "Women naturally want to do womanly things because God created us with those womanly desires."
Guys, again, if I were grading this, this is such an annoying sentence. Why do you have to use the word woman so many times in one goddamn sentence? It's repetitive, it's unnecessary. Women naturally want to do womanly things because God created us with those womanly desires in our hearts. God, get a thesaurus. What does that even mean? Okay.
In our hearts.
They never required any evidence or anything to support my opinion.
She also wrote beliefs and genders beyond male and female are, quote, demonic. The instructor, Mel Kurth, who is transgender, gave Fulnicki a failing grade. Explaining why, Kurth clearly pointed out, "Please note that I am not deducting points because you have certain beliefs." But Fulnicki, who claims she did not know the professor was transgender before all of this, felt she was discriminated against because of her religious beliefs and filed a complaint with OU. The university placing Kurth on leave in response. Fulnicki also contacted Governor Kevin Stitt and the university's
I'm sorry,
chapter.
guys, did you see that? Look at that. Look at this older guy in the background.
In response,
it's kind of creepy.
also.
Look at this. See this guy back here? Ugh, this is just a really creepy thing. Yeah, look at this. He's like, anyway, I don't know why I caught that. Anyway,
contacted Governor Kevin Stitt and the university's chapter of Turning Point USA, a conservative nonprofit. The fallout from Fulnicki's essay has garnered praise from figures on the political right.
Oh my God.
Shame on you.
Sparked protest on campus and raised questions among other professors.
She just wrote a bad paper, and it had nothing to do with her own faith.
That people are sick of these things happening, and that across the board, things like TPUSA and things like...
I didn't know you could interview ghosts. I didn't know they were corporeal enough for someone to actually interview them. Anyway.
Other extremist organizations have a chokehold over people
almost
like
certainly,
the president of OU.
She'll be the next press secretary, probably.
Clearly, demonic activity present in both sides of this argument. Yeah, it was a bad essay. It wasn't cited correctly.
Oh, well, this guy has the right point of view. No, they're both demonic. They're both demonic. It's not that one's, they're all demonic.
Did not follow the instructions on Canvas. It was a bad essay, and I'm willing to say that.
We've heard nothing yet from the OU administration to counter this, to mitigate this.
But on Monday, university leaders said the claim for discrimination has been investigated and concluded. The university does not release findings from such investigations. They also say, based on the teaching assistant's past grading history and patterns and their own statements on this matter, the graduate teaching assistant was arbitrary in the
Oh, God damn it. Well, honestly, folks, if that is true, I hate saying this. I don't know if I trust the university fully on this. They might be doing this to save their image. But if it's true that there's a pattern of this teaching assistant doing things like that, that is, I mean, and like it's an obvious pattern of bias, then you have an issue. I would need to see evidence, but okay.
Rating of this specific paper. They add, Kurth will no longer teach at OU. The university went on to say we are committed to teaching students how to think, not what to think.
Yeah, but they're not saying she's no longer a student there.
Of the controversy, OU's chapter of the American Association of University Professors launched a petition urging OU to uphold academic freedom and better protect faculty. In response to Monday's actions, they tell News 4 in a statement, OU claims without providing any supporting or specific reasons why Mel Kurth.
No, I agree with that. I agree. They're not providing evidence as to that proves that. I think they're just trying to save themselves. Okay.
Was removed, adding, OU is making an employment decision public, which is inflaming the situation.
I think if you can't do your job correctly in any setting, you get fired.
Now, OU previously.
And by the way, like, even if you got, if I had a TA who I felt unfairly great of me, I might complain about it. I wouldn't want them to be fired. It's just like, what a bitch. Anyway, okay. So there you go, guys. That's kind of sad news, I guess. She may be losing some shit. Maybe losing her, stuff like that. Okay. So also, The approval, by the way, let me show you something else, guys. Approval for Democrats in Congress. Yeah. Okay. So this was very recent. This is probably I wanted to show this to you. No, that's not a good one. I want to find so Harry Enton, who not a, he's an okay, I guess you could say, broadcaster.
How are voters feeling about
But I
Democrats
wanted
right
to show you all what the popularity of Democrats are right now in Congress because it's not looking good. You did not see this beforehand. Let me see here. So Matt Saigai said Epstein has an Austrian passport with birthplace in Saudi and a different name. Jesus Christ, Matt Saigai. It almost sounds like, Mossad might be involved. Wouldn't that be shocking? Okay. What do we got here, Malzord? Oh my God, this is her. This is her. This is her site. Oh my God, she really is like sorority brained. I'm going to say something so inappropriate if we look at this. I know I am, and I'm going to be accused of being misogynistic or something. I'm not, but like, can you blame me? This woman, okay. All right. We get it. So she's all right. We're going to move on. Samantha K, whatever, horrible person. Okay. So let's watch this. Let's watch this. This is we so this is she's boring. Yeah, she's very boring, Meowser. Like she's very boring. She's like a cookie cutter, doesn't have a thought to herself. All right. Okay. So probably hasn't worked a day in her life. Anyway, here we got so this is CNN talking about how Democrats are doing and it's not good. I don't know, Mayflower Kid, but Mayflower Kid won't even matter how independents think. If the Democratic Party doesn't even like the Democrats, it ain't looking good, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, Democrats in the minds of the American public are lower than the Dead Sea. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look.
Remember that this is CNN, guys. This is not exactly a radical right. Like this is not a anti-democratic organization. Okay, the ghost was someone who wanted to remain anonymous, and he accused the college administration of being. Oh, that's amazing, Oz. I was just joking because it looked funny from that angle. I harbor no bad feelings toward the guy, but that's pretty awesome. And I could hear that they're manipulating the voice, but good for him.
Approval rating for Democrats in Congress. You said it, Kate Baldwin, the lowest ever. Look at this. Overall, they are 55 points underwater. Their approval rating is south of 20%. It's even.
I wonder why. Mayflower Kid, do you like the Democrats? Are you a fan of the Democratic Party? I'm curious. Okay. Though admittedly, Mayflower Kid, CNN is garbage. Okay, I got to tell you. I mean, it's okay, but compared, I mean, I don't like corporate news, but
worse when you look at independents. Look at this, negative 61 points. That means.
Oh, you know what, SoCal, you're actually right. I didn't notice that. They at the bottom here say Quinnipiac, so it's pretty low. I mean, the Quinnipiac is right-leaning, so we'll
their
see
approval rating is 61 points lower than their disapproval rating. Quinnipiac has been polling this question for the better part of the 21st century. They have never found Democrats, at least those in Congress, in worse shape than they are right now.
Approval for the Democrats in Congress is the lowest it has ever been since Quinnipiac polling began.
There's going to be another government shut to throw as many.
As far as will they eat tonight or will they?
Isn't Sky News kind of right wing here? Let me quickly find. Let me see if I can find a better source on that. Oh, excellently, Mayflower Kid. Cool. Yeah, me too, Mayflower Kid. Yeah. So approval. Let me see here. Democratic approval. Well, Jonas, I will say, so guys, I know everyone's doubting this stuff, but you have to understand Congress has, for a long time in America, has had a lower approval rating than has had a massively low approval rating. Because remember, I said before, Americans don't trust Congress anymore, which is a big problem. And so it makes sense that the Democrats would have a very low approval rating. And the Democrats aren't liked. They haven't been for a long time. I'm not surprised at all that people don't like the Democrats because they're awful. They're corporate Dems. There are a few of them that are good, but not that many. Let me see here. Dem approval rating. No, I know. I know, SoCal, but I want to see. Yeah, these are all from Quinnipiac, so we may not fully trust that. However, they did say that this was, of all the ones they've done, this is the lowest of all time, which would be saying something. Hmm. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, me too, Outer Signal. I don't know what happened to Andrew Yang. Yeah, they don't. They don't, Outer Signal. They don't want to release the autopsy of the last election. And but guys, this has been my point for a while. The Democrats need to do something different. They are shooting themselves in the foot over and over and over and over and over again. They refuse to learn anything. And this, I don't know. Okay. Okay. I mean, folks, if you, I am curious, guys. I'm going to do a poll right now. A very scientific poll right now in chat. Do you approve of congressional Democrats? And I know not all of you are American. Okay, and I'm probably phrasing this badly, but do you approve of the actions of congressional Democrats? And I know I'm not capitalizing it correctly, etc. Okay, so that I'm starting that poll. I am curious what you all have to say. I just did yes, no. So I would guess that the majority of you do not. Yeah, okay. And I know that we are in a biased audience right here. I know we're in a very biased audience because, yeah, yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, right, Jonas. So what? Performative outrage leaves you still hated? I know, right, Dolly boy? No way the Dems made that happen. So okay, yeah, 100% no right now. I suspect again, this is a bias sampling. Okay, so this is from Gallup. Thank you. Who sent this for me? Thank you, SoCal. SoCal coming in clutch. Thank you. Is that even a phrase anymore? Do the kids still use the word clutch? Or am I just like embarrassing myself and revealing my age? Okay, so regardless, their mood. Yep. Okay, here we go. 24% approval rating for congressional Democrats. So that's pretty bad. Okay, that's pretty bad. And then 29% for Republicans. Not good for Republicans either. Okay. Only 24% say that they're satisfied with the direction of the country. That's probably the Trump base. And 47% say the current economic conditions are poor. Well, yeah. I don't know if you guys noticed, the economic conditions aren't great. Yeah. All right. Approval away each has handled the job. So independents think that only 20% of independents think Republicans have handled it well, and 21% of independents thinks Democrats have handled it well. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Trend in America. So again, this has been going. This has not been good for a while here. Interesting. Okay. Can manage the government effectively. Impressions of. Sorry, folks. I'm just reading here. Yeah, right. There you go. Okay. Yeah, you're so right, Jonas. Another 30% want a Christian ethno-state, right? All right, scroll down to individual approval ratings. The Uvalde metaphor of U.S. politics becomes more. Oh, absolutely. I own nothing, and I am, in fact, not happy. Exactly, dead inside. So you see the individual approval ratings. Let's see here. Oh, these right here. So here we go. Thinking about the following characteristics and qualities. Please say whether you think each applies or doesn't apply to Donald Trump. Is a strong and decisive leader. Okay, Guy, this is funny. Guy, but this is good too. I'll go back to that too, SoCal, but this is good. This is how fucked up this country is right now. This is how messed up this country is, guys. This is how messed up it is. 48% of U.S. adults say that Donald Trump is a strong and decisive leader. 94% of Republicans say he is, and then 42% of independents and only 15% of Democrats. Here we go. 40% of U.S. adults can bring about, they think that 40% of U.S. adults think that he can bring about the changes this country needs. Ha 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 ha. Funny. 89%, yeah, outer signal. 89% think that he can. 89% of Republicans think he can bring it about. 31% of independents and 9% of Democrats. Now, luckily, for all the independents, it's below half, and it looks like for all U.S. adults, it's below half. But guys, that's still a really high number for the horrors we've witnessed. Can manage the government effectively. 40%. 39% actually, but 39% of U.S. adults think he can handle the government effectively. 89% of Republicans, 29% of independents, and 7% of Democrats. Keeps his promises. 37% of adults thinks he can keep his promises. 85% of Republicans. Oh my. Now I will say the one that's least for everyone is honest and trustworthy. Yeah, exactly. So, this might be a positive thing. Only 30%. Jesus Christ. 30% of adults think he's honest and trustworthy. That's 1 in 3 practically. I mean, get that right, Jonas? God. Okay, 77%. Yeah, 77 is Republicans. Like, okay, is this like, do we think that this is because of propaganda? Do we think it's because people are in information silos, that there is like 30% of adults literally don't know that he's lying all the time? Well, I'm literally asking because, I mean, there are a lot of information silos out there, especially with the internet. It's just shocking to me that 30% of people still think that he's honest and trustworthy. Okay. Dead inside hilarious. Yeah, the power of Fox News. It just, I don't know. I studied systems of social control, and these numbers look like the system of social control is working real well. And I do think Meow's word a lot. Some of it might be denialism because ignorance is bliss. Okay. All right. Go back up to what SoCal pointed out here. Okay. So here are the approval ratings for, by the way, for those around the world, forgive me. I know I'm talking a lot about America recently, but alas, there's a lot going on here that I think has an impact on everyone in the world. But where truth is what makes us feel superior. Saying we live in a time where truth is what makes us feel superior. Saying we live in a time where truth is what makes us feel superior. I'm sorry. What do you mean, Jonas? I'm sure it's something fun. What do you mean, Jonas? We're living in a time when truth is what makes us feel superior. What do you mean? All right. Good times create weak men was the yeah. There you go, Meowzord. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Like personal truth is what makes us feel superior. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, where do you think that? Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, so guys, let's look at here are the numbers for individuals in the government. Donald Trump has a 30. Now again, this is really low. Okay, but this is the weird thing with Trump. He often has a pretty low approval rating, but still manages. He's like a cockroach. You can't get rid of him. U.S. adults. 36% think that Donald Trump, they approve of the way he's handling the job. That's 89% of Republicans. God, it's such a cult, isn't it? 89%. Yeah, capitalism is, we could talk. Yeah, you guys are right. I understand now, Jonas. Yeah, capitalism is what is creating a lot of these problems, obviously. And though there really is capitalism in a lot of ways, there's other things too, but we need capitalism is a big issue, obviously. Okay, so if you didn't know from me, 25% of independents and only 3% of Democrats. Okay, what about Jerome Powell? I'm not going to read that one. It's not as interesting. Marco Rubio, okay, biased. Obviously, Republicans overwhelmingly support him. J.D. Vance, 40% of Americans like J.D. Vance. Okay. Supreme Court Justice. Do Americans even know who these people are? Maybe I'm doomer pilled, but like a lot of these Americans, I don't think know who a lot of these people are. So, okay. Oh my God, guys, why do we have to deal? This is so embarrassing for the Democratic Party, though. It says here, so Hakeem Jeffries, you know who I really like, right? You all know I'm a big fan of Hakeem Jeffries. You know, I have a picture of him on my wall. I look at and I kiss it before I go to bed every night. Love Hakeem Jeffries, one of my favorite politicians. Same thing with Chuck Schumer. Also actually have his face on the ceiling above my bed. So every time I wake up, the first thing I get to see in the morning is Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer looking down on me. It makes me feel safe and secure. Regardless, here are their approval ratings. Hakeem Jeffries has only 16% approval from the Republicans, but 64% approval from Democrats. Now, admittedly, that's low compared to where one thing I appreciate about the people who identify as Democrats is at least some of them have critical thinking skills. 64% is a lot lower than the 80s and 90s percents we're getting on Trump officials from the Republicans. So you got 64% of Democrats who support Hakeem Jeffries. Now then, you want to see something yeah, exactly, Oz, we're not a cult. You want to see something that does make me proud of the Democratic Party, and this is my point, is that I don't think Democrats even like the Democratic Party. Chuck Schumer, approval rating. I'm zooming in so you can all see it. 39% approval from 39% approval for Chuck Schumer amongst Democrats. But I'm sure we don't need a new leader. We don't need a new leader in the Senate, right? We don't need a new leader. Only 28% of adults, by the way, 28% of adults only approve of Chuck Schumer, and that is lower than people like Trump or anyone else in his cabinet. What the hell is the Democratic Party doing? Okay, what the hell is the Democratic Party doing? All right, so, all right, they're going to make me lose my mind one of these days. I'm just going to snap. Okay, so there we go. And I don't know about you, whenever I see Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries, they just look like a sociopath. I don't know. Hakeem Jeffries' face, he looks like he has no emotion, that he doesn't even know what a human being is. All right. Yeah, well, SoCal, I wouldn't say that. I mean, well, I would say that, but I'll let you say that on stream. Yeah, this is exactly how people get radicalized. Hey, Dead Inside. This is exactly how people get radicalized, Mayflower Kid. And why do we think we keep seeing people get radicalized? If you deprive them of a voice and then you keep stabbing them in the back and not doing anything for them, like while they're suffering, they're going to get radicalized. And the Democrats are guilty of this. The Republicans are guilty of it, and so are the Democrats. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. Outer signal. You're gonna make me laugh. Yes, the Democratic Party campaign staff stance. We're better than the GOP. Trademarked. Exactly. Oh, okay. So there we go. And I'm sure nothing will change. All right. Well, that was good. That was fun. That was kind of fun, right? That was fun. All right, you guys. So we got what else do we got here? Let's go over here. I'm gonna go back to this. All right, where'd I put my playlist here? Because I had other things I wanted to show you all. Any more news about the Epstein files? Yep. Yep, exactly, Mayflower Kid. That's the problem, right? Is what do we think's gonna happen? Okay. If people keep not getting their way and people start losing faith in the system. Where the hell did I? Oh, here it is. All right. There's something else I wanted to react to, or I wanted to show all of you here. So What do we got here? No, don't go back into the. I won't. Maybe
You probably noticed it too.
So, guys, this is. I don't know if this is any good. I really don't. I really don't. So, l'enfant de la patrie. Yeah, you're right, Outer Signal. Outer Signal, I love the code you and I can speak in sometimes. Okay. This is a video I found. And guys, I know I'm jumping around a bit today. Please bear with me. Okay. This is a video I found a few days ago. I don't know if it's good, but I know I shouldn't do. This is called Why Society Has More and More Toxic People. And I'm really interested to watch it with all of you. This guy doesn't have many subscribers. If you want to support him after you watch the video, please do. I'm going to link to his site. I don't know if it's good, but we'll see if we'll watch it and see it together. But here is his website if you guys want to give him a subscription there. So this is Decode People Today, Why Society Has More and More Toxic People. Let's see what he has to say. I'm very curious.
More arguments, more selfishness,
there you go.
More people ready to twist your words, drain your energy, and make everything about themselves. It feels like toxic behavior isn't rare anymore. It's everywhere. And if you're wondering why society is producing more of these...
Now, remember, I'm guessing this guy's a psychologist. I know I have some disagreements with psychology, but we'll see. I'm hoping he's going to talk about society, though, given that's literally what this is about. I hope he doesn't talk about individual psychology only.
People than ever before. It's not your imagination. There are real psychological, cultural, and social forces creating a perfect
hey, I'm impressed already.
Breeding ground for toxic personalities to multiply and thrive. It starts with emotional numbness. Modern life is overstimulated, hyper-connected, and constantly demanding something from you.
One other thing here, too. Our modern society is hyper-connected, but it's very superficial connections. You may have like hundreds of connections on like a social media site, but they're very superficial. You don't actually have strong connections to those people. So it's like more connections, but they're very superficial and not deep at all. They're very surface level.
People don't know how to sit with discomfort, think deeply, or process their emotions anymore. So they choose the faster route: avoidance, denial, blame shifting. These habits slowly turn into toxic coping mechanisms, where hurting others becomes easier than confronting themselves.
Of course not, Dolly Boy. Dolly Boy, you know of all people, I am not a parasocial person. I'm not developing any parasocial relationships here. Of course, it's not superficial there, Dolly Boy. We as a community, you all know me personally. We are all... I'm sorry, I'm full of shit. All right, but yes, yeah.
When you numb your empathy long enough, you stop noticing the pain you cause. And that's exactly how the toxic mindset begins. Then there's the culture of instant gratification. Everything is designed to be fast. Fast entertainment, fast communication, fast validation. And when you combine speed with entitlement, you get a generation of people who believe they deserve what they want without putting effort into earning it. Toxic people thrive in this mindset because it rewards manipulation. It rewards shortcuts. It rewards behavior that takes from others without giving anything back. This creates a world where emotional maturity...
No, Oz, I am. Okay, I am. No, guys, I like knowing the people in my community. I like chatting with them. I don't like I don't want people to think I'm well, you all know what I'm about. I'm about like dismantling authority. I don't want to be an authority figure necessarily. That's why I like talking to people like as you're human beings. And I want you to know I'm a human being. I'm not special in any particular way. So no, yeah, absolutely, Oz. I totally would do that. Okay. I would totally go and do that. Okay. Our polycule evolves. Yeah. So please I was just joking there with Dolly Boy. All right. I know Oz, but I want you all to know. I do, and it could be a critique anyone could have of me because I am almost too honest for my own good sometimes. But okay. But I am a human being. No, just because I'm on the other end of a screen that you're watching doesn't mean that I am somehow better than you, or, you see what I mean. All right.
It feels optional, and selfishness feels justified. But the most dangerous shift is happening silently. The rise of emotional illiteracy. People know how to express opinions, but but they don't know how to express feelings. They know how to argue, but not how to reflect. They know how to blame, but not how to take responsibility. When you lack these skills, you default to survival mode. And survival mode often looks aggressive.
But see, a lot of this stuff is because of the situation we're in economically, politically, socially, and things like that. Hopefully he'll talk about that.
Offensive or manipulative. Toxic people aren't born that way.
Yeah,
Many of them are simply emotionally undeveloped adults who learned how to function through control instead of connection. And society keeps rewarding it. Social media gives attention to the loudest, harshest voice.
This is what I said, incentives and disincentives. Yeah, you're right, Malzord. Emotional illiteracy is bad. And by the way, there aren't many out. I know I'm bringing up gender again. People are culture warring, not debating, or thinking of it. Yeah, no, you're right. Or debating or really thinking about other opinions. Can you give me an example, Mayflower? I think I know what you're saying. I think I agree with you, but could you just give me an example so I know we're on the same page there? But yeah, and I got to say too, we'll continue. There's not many good resources out there for people who don't know how to deal with emotions, especially men. And I know I've talked about this before on stream. I won't get into it again, but men are oftentimes left to deal with emotions on their own and are not given much and are kind of, what should I say, humiliated socially if they do express emotions. And a lot of times father figures reinforce sort of these toxic forms of emotional regulation. There's a lot of issues here. It's, by the way, it affects everyone, women too. I'm just saying this is especially bad for men, I have found, especially as a teacher being around a lot of boys. Okay.
Entertainment normalizes narcissistic attitudes.
Yeah,
Influencers turn selfishness into a brand. The algorithm pushes conflict and drama because it's profitable. So the very platforms that shape our values are feeding the traits that create toxic personalities. Envy, comparison, insecurity.
Yeah, totally, Mayflower. I agree with you, Mayflower Kid. Yeah, no, Jonas, you're absolutely right. Like a lot of times schools reinforce this. Um, yeah. Like you mean in a school environment, your peers and things like that? Absolutely, Jonas. And it's an issue within schools. A lot of schools sort of reinforce it also. There's a lot of things that cause it.
Security and the desire to
I
dominate.
agree.
And every time someone gets attention for bad behavior, the message is reinforced. This works. Do more of it. But beneath all of this is something deeper. People are becoming more disconnected from themselves. When you don't know who you are, you look for identity through power, control, and superiority. When you don't feel grounded, you look for external targets to blame for your internal chaos.
Meowser, you're right. I think that was I don't think I include that one, but in the first time I did that presentation, I talked about how schools reinforce gender norms. And I don't like that. Or they reinforce, like if anyone's ever been to a school and they're a boy and they've been told by a teacher, "Hey, you're a boy. Do you mind helping me move this desk or whatever?" Anyway, okay.
When you're afraid to face your weaknesses, you attack the weaknesses of others instead. That's why toxic people find comfort in tearing others down. It distracts them from the emptiness they refuse to confront. And the truth no one talks about is this: society is becoming more fragile. People are breaking faster. They're overwhelmed, insecure, and desperate for any form of control. And when someone feels powerless inside, they often respond by taking power.
Yeah, remember I told you, so one of the ways that terrorism happens, for example, is a sense of powerlessness. If you're being humiliated, marginalized, and economically demeaned, it can make you feel very powerless, and powerlessness can make you lash out. So like powerlessness is a very dangerous emotion to make a lot of people have, because if you have no power, you don't really have anything to lose. So it's really a bad thing. Okay. Yep. What's also interesting is there's no real way to isolate a smaller group. Yep, you're right, Meowzord. And when I worked in a group home, so Meowzord says, what's also interesting is there's no real way to isolate into smaller groups and express feelings. Like group counseling, you're kind of always on stage for the larger group of students. Yes, Meowzord. When I was working in a group home, we would have small group counseling sessions. And those were some of the most productive things I've ever seen. And I wish schools would do something like that. I wish schools would do something like that. Maybe not outright counseling sessions, but we don't have to call it this, but emotional regulation sessions where students can openly talk about the things that they're experiencing and healthier ways to deal with it. But I can promise you the right wing would start screaming because there is something that I used to do called SEL or social emotional, social emotional. I can't think of the last. SoCal, are you here? Social emotional, what is it? Social, I can't remember the last part. Social emotional regulation. Or learning, I'm sorry, social emotional learning, where you would try to have people explicitly think about what they're feeling and why they're feeling it. But you couldn't really do that in a small group. And I really wish we could do that more often, like have small groups so that you don't have that peer pressure going on from a larger group. Yeah, right, Meowsword. Okay, when you understand loss of control, why would you want to do that to someone else? Oh, I know, Mayflower Kid, right? When you end up getting in fights but the teacher failed to address it. Yep, Yep, Jonas, you're totally right. Totally right. And teachers reinforce these things a lot of the time. It's part of the hidden curriculum. That's okay, so I remembered it. So these days, it's men versus women. Hiyori, what do you mean exactly? I think I agree with you, Hiyori, but like a lot of times, Hiyori, especially the right wing, is always dividing things as being, it's men and women are awful. Well, there are some people who also divide at the opposite direction. But yeah. Yeah. Oh, Mayflower Kid. I get it. I get it. Right. Okay.
From others. It's a twisted survival strategy, but one that's becoming more common as emotional resilience decreases. Toxic behavior becomes the mask people where to hide vulnerability they don't know how to manage.
Yeah.
This is why
that causes blowups, people. That causes blowups. That causes people to explode at some point and do something horrific, like punch someone or do a crime or something else. It also can cause, so holding in emotions, very bad. Very bad. Yeah, got Meowsword. Yeah, you and Jonas, 100%. Like, that is a big problem in schools. I got to tell you. And a lot of times I think I said in my presentation, I feel like schools will punish everyone for the actions of a person. If they can't figure out who it was, sometimes they'll just punish everyone. Like, it's bad. A lot of schools, how they do this. Okay, no misogyny in this house, only misandry. There you go, Doug. Yeah, or just withdrawal from society. Yep, exactly, Mayflower Kid. And we're seeing a lot of that. And then we wonder why there's such high rates of depression. Okay. At least they prepped us for fat. I know, right, Malzord? Guys, I know you all know. Okay, you all know I am not a fan of how the school system is currently operating. I guess I'm trying to defend it, but okay. All right, continue.
Walking through the world now feels like navigating emotional landmines. You talk to someone and you have no idea.
And guys, I'm sorry. You know what really drives me crazy these days? Interesting enough, Meowsword, I hope Meowsword doesn't mind me talking about this. I don't think Meowsword will. Meowsword posted a email Meowsword got. Meowsword had sent an email to a creator on YouTube giving her a gentle critique, actually complimenting her channel and giving her a very gentle critique on some of the stuff she was doing and offering to help her to improve the channel. And she responded with an email that was extremely she was very upset by getting a very tiny amount of criticism that was, by the way, prefaced by a massive compliment. I have found more and more often that it is very hard to talk to people. People are, well, it's like walking on eggshells. Like, you can't criticize anyone even. Like, people cannot take criticism. And it drove me crazy. One of the things I would try to get my students to do is I would criticize them. You're supposed to do that as a teacher. And I would try to teach them resilience to criticism. because criticism is not a reflection of you. Now, if it's an ad hominem attack, yes, but we also need to get comfortable with criticism, folks. Okay, we have to be comfortable with criticism. We have to be comfortable. Like, we can't. There's a lot of people who seem super easily triggered by by things that you shouldn't be triggered by. Okay, and people are afraid, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Meowsword. And that's the thing. I get sick of this culture of corpo speak and like very like being hyper friendly, like you're in the Midwest, and trying to avoid conflict because it's very unproductive. I wish we could just say things to people without people getting so upset. But for some reason, everyone is on edge. Everyone is hypersensitive about, and I think in this country too, we're constantly being exposed to things that are pleasurable. We're constantly being told to watch things that are entertaining. And in this capitalist system, buy this, it'll make you feel better. Do this, do this. Everything is constant entertainment. So if we ever do anything a little bit uncomfortable, it's like, oh, I'm uncomfortable. I hate being uncomfortable. Folks, we're fine. Like, we're pretty privileged that what we're worried about is getting criticized. You see what I mean? Okay. Well, the problem with my school is that there always had clear favoritism of students, not being funny, but white boys that were posh and always. Of course they were, Jonas. That's insane. I'm so sorry, Jonas. That's horrific. That racist favoritism. Okay. He just kept assuming incredibly frustrating. If I voiced opposition, it was me in the wrong and leaders. Yeah, no, exactly, Mayflower Kid. That is exactly. Okay. I Mayflower Kid tried a support group, and the person leading it just kept assuming one thing after another, incredibly frustrating. And if I voiced opposition, it was me who was wrong. Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about, Mayflower Kid. Hiyori, both men and women are blaming each other. CR, for example, women want equality, but some women take it too far, and men think that women are greedy and think they deserve more. They deserve more than men. Yeah, no, you're right, Hiyori. It's dumb. Okay, because men and women should be equal, and neither side. I mean, okay, yeah, okay. It's bad. Okay, you're totally right, Hiyori. Okay. I don't know what else to add to that. I just completely agree with you, Hiyori. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Let's continue here.
If they're going to be kind or if they're going to explode. You share an opinion, and suddenly someone feels attacked.
Oh, real fast. I'm sorry. Okay. For some of you who have been in the community a while, will know I want you to criticize me, right? I have actually found that criticism is very useful because you can find things that other people think that you would never have thought, or you can improve things that you didn't know would be improved. Like Meowsword, going back to Meowsword here, would kind of jokingly, but if he was being serious, but like in a funny, kind, nice way, would criticize like my thumbnails. And that convinced me that I need to do better at thumbnails, though I don't always do that well. But like, criticism can be a good thing, right? Okay.
Set a boundary, and they treat it like betrayal. People aren't developing stronger identities. They're developing thinner skins. And thin skin plus high ego is the perfect recipe for toxic reactions. As a result, even ordinary interactions are becoming battlegrounds. People twist your words because they're insecure. They lash out because they're overwhelmed. They blame you because it's easier than fixing themselves.
Yeah, outer signal.
They manipulate
Me too.
because honesty requires vulnerability they don't have. Society didn't just produce toxic people. It created an environment where toxicity is the default response for anyone who feels threatened by life, by struggle, or by their own reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And the saddest part? Most toxic people don't even know they're toxic. They think they're defending themselves. They think they're standing up for their truth. They think they're doing what they need to survive. They confuse emotional dysfunction with strength, and they mistake control for confidence. This
Jonas, oh my God, Jonas. Jonas, can I just say I love your contempt for Stephen Miller? It's like my lifeblood. Thank you, Jonas. Yes, it sounds like a step-by-step process for creating Stephen Miller. Mayflower Kid, I don't understand the thin skin analogy. Doesn't make sense to me. Having thin skin. I guess it's the idea that you like. I don't really like it. The analogy. I feel like it's kind. I don't. It's kind of sounds judgmental. But I guess the idea being that if you have thick skin, you can take more criticism or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I see what you mean, though.
Illusion is spreading because there's no pressure to grow, no incentive to self-reflect, and no accountability for destructive behavior. The world is changing faster than people can process, and instead of adapting, many collapse into patterns that harm themselves and everyone around them. And unless you learn how to recognize these patterns early and protect your energy, you'll keep absorbing the fallout of a society that's losing emotional depth day by day.
Oh, that's for sure.
And this shift has...
You know that phrase, it's not that deep? I hate that phrase. Oh my God. Like, it seems like even our language is all about reducing things to superficiality now, doesn't it? Everything is like, oh, it's not that deep. Like, okay. It's okay to have some depth. Okay, it's okay to have some depth in things. Things can be complicated. Things can be nuanced. All right. But I feel like that's mimicking the material reality of like the media and things like that we consume.
Another effect. You begin to change too. You become more cautious. You trust less. You build walls. You get used to expecting manipulation before kindness. Your nervous system stays on alert because it knows...
Is it really your birthday tomorrow, Jonas? Happy birthday, Jonas. Though I'll be on tomorrow. So you can help me celebrate, Jonas, the day before the birth of my Lord and Savior. I'm joking, Jonas. I know you don't celebrate that. I mean, I'm an atheist, but anyway, but Jonas, I will say happy birthday to you again tomorrow. All right. All right.
How common toxic behavior has become. And little by little, society becomes a place where people don't relate, they defend. They don't listen, they react. They don't connect, they compete for emotional territory. That is the world we're drifting into.
Yeah, no, guys, you're right. I really like that idea. Yeah, no, Hayori, you're on a roll today. So are you, Mayflower Kid. So there are a few things here. Meowzord, you're all on a roll today. First of all, Mayflower Kid, I really like that analysis. Mayflower Kid says, it's like everyone is going through the abuse cycle. Yeah, Mayflower Kid. Yeah. I didn't think of it that way, but you're not wrong. Maybe I wouldn't say abuse cycle. I maybe say the trauma cycle. But yeah, the abuse cycle is a trauma cycle. So that's a really good point, Mayflower Kid. Hayori, being vulnerable makes you an easy target. People judge quickly and harshly and will exploit you at any given opportunity. That is for sure, Hayori. That's for sure. That is one of the problems with it, which is also kind of goes back to what Mayflower Kid said. It's kind of a protection from trauma, right? Like children who grow up in really bad situations often are much more sensitive or much more feel emotions stronger in some ways are less open and less talking about their emotions because it's a defense mechanism. They don't want to be exploited. Okay. Meowzord, yes, I agree. Capitalism, especially our modern form of capitalism, is making it a lot harder, is really a big contributor to this. And you're right, if you're not abused, you're not able to make more unconscious impulse purchases. And the media constantly makes us afraid, by the way, folks. Fear makes it harder to think, and fear makes you more likely to buy things. Fear, like capitalism. I haven't talked much about capitalism recently, but you all know that's sort of the underlying thing to a lot of this, right? Even if I don't mention it, capitalism, definitely a big problem. Definitely one of the reasons that all of this shit is happening, especially our recent unbridled capitalism that's linked with the internet and stuff. Okay, yeah, absolutely, Mayflower Kid. Complex PTSD, the fight or flight response. Yeah, absolutely. God, you guys are like, I wish I could have an AI up here that could actually say what you're writing out loud, so I could make it a part of the video later. Yep. Oh, you're right, Dolly Boy. They even made up a term about fear and FOMO, stupid capital. Yes, they did, Dolly Boy. Fear of missing out. That's a good point. Yes, Meowzord. Okay. God. All right. I need to stop reading this stuff. You guys are really on a roll today. All these really good opinions about this. All right. I'm learning from all of you. Moving on.
It's the erosion of consequences. In the past, if someone acted cruelly, their community pushed back. Their reputation suffered. They felt the weight of...
Shame. We need to bring back shame, right? Haven't I mentioned this a few times? We need to make them. There you go. Yeah. Shame, shame, shame. We need to bring back shame. People need to be ashamed. Okay. The wealthy and powerful need to be ashamed. Okay.
Of their behavior. But today, people can burn bridges and simply move on to a new circle, a new job, a new platform,
Capitalism.
a new identity.
Partially.
Accountability is optional now. And when people can behave badly without paying the price, toxic behavior multiplies because nothing stops it from
Nothing. We just talked about this. The accountability isn't there.
spreading. This lack of consequences also makes toxic people bolder. They learn that they can criticize you freely, but the moment you push back, you're labeled sensitive, dramatic, or difficult.
Yes.
They
Oh
weaponize
my God, right, Mayflower? Didn't you just talk about that at a meeting you were at? How they labeled you as like you're being down. Okay.
the idea of boundaries to do whatever they want while condemning you for protecting your own. They twist psychological language to excuse bad behavior they have no intention of fixing. And because society treats emotional discomfort like injustice, toxic people manipulate that weakness to their advantage.
Yeah.
But the deepest reason toxicity is rising is because modern life rewards surface-level identity over inner character. People want to look confident rather than be confident. They want to seem superior rather than grow. They want admiration without self-improvement. And because performing a personality is easier than developing one, many people choose the performance. The result is a world full of inflated egos trying to hide fragile inner lives.
Yeah.
When ego outgrows maturity, toxicity fills the gap. And this is why arguing with toxic people feels impossible. They're not protecting their point, they're protecting their identity. They don't want truth. They want.
So I'm not saying much because this is really good. You all should. I'll repost his link to his site here at the end here, but you all should subscribe. He has less subscribers than I do, but I feel like his videos are better than mine. I got to be honest with you, because he actually does these animations and shit. They will act like this online behind. Yeah, they will, Hiyori. Yeah, it is, guys. No, absolutely, Mayflower, and that's what you were saying. Mayflower kid, it's like you've lost everything and it's really hard to motivate yourself because you have no incentive to if you feel you're going to lose again. All right, I'm sorry, I'm seeing what else I got to say. Yeah, you do just went out of the cycle. Dominance over truth, right, Malzord? Right, Malzord. All right.
Dominance. They don't want solutions. They want control. Every conversation becomes a battlefield because they're fighting to protect a self-image that can't survive honesty or vulnerability. And the more fragile they are inside, the more aggressive they become outside. The rise in toxicity is also connected to the decline in self-awareness. People
Oh my God, yes, there's such a lack of self-awareness. Oh my, we've talked about this, right? Oh my God. Okay.
rarely pause. They rarely reflect. They rarely examine the patterns that control them. They move through life reacting instead of understanding.
Look, guys, it's a jester. It's a jester. Look, it's a jester. Oh my God, this guy. I love this guy. It's a jester on a throne. I love it. A jester on a throne. Now, isn't that a good symbol? This is why people like Stephen Miller and Lindsey Graham are obsessed with using language that portrays strength. You're totally right, Jonas. It's all about image. It's me, Dolly boy. Hey, it's me. Yay, okay.
And when someone lives in reaction mode, every disagreement feels like an attack. Every challenge feels like disrespect.
Totally, Jonas.
And every boundary feels like rejection. You can't expect emotional intelligence from people who never learn how to sit with themselves.
Yeah, you're totally right. You know what we should do, Meowsword? We should make that. Oh my God, Meowsword, you're right. Would that be plagiarism if I were to make something that looks similar to that and made it my bathroom away screen? Like, that'd be pretty cool, right? If I made that my bathroom away screen.
Every conversation becomes a battlefield.
I would have to find something a little different than that.
Because they're fighting to protect a self-image that can't survive honesty or vulnerability. And the more fragile they are inside, the more aggressive they become.
Outer Signal, you were working on something? Oh, my God, you were Outer Signal. I totally forgot to go look at that. Forgive me, Outer Signal. I'll go look at that. I've been really bad at getting back to people.
Come outside. The rise in toxicity is also connected to the decline in self-awareness. People rarely pause. They rarely reflect. They rarely examine the patterns that control them. They move through life reacting instead of understanding. And when someone lives in reaction mode, every disagreement feels like an attack. Every challenge feels like disrespect, and every boundary feels like rejection. You can't expect emotional intelligence from people who never learn how to sit with themselves.
Yeah.
But here's the truth that gives you power. The rise of toxic people doesn't mean you're powerless. In fact, it means the opposite. The more chaotic society becomes, the more valuable your self-awareness is. The more emotionally unstable people become, the more your stability stands out. And the more manipulation becomes normal, the more your clarity becomes a shield. You don't have to fix...
Explain. What do you disagree with there, Mayflower Kid? I may have missed it. I didn't hear anything about intelligence, but I was kind of reading chat.
Toxic people. You don't have to change them. You just have to understand how they operate so you don't mistake their dysfunction for your responsibility.
Yeah.
And knowing this gives you an advantage they can't stand: emotional independence. When you stay grounded, they lose control. When you stay calm, they lose influence. When you stay self-aware, they lose their ability to distort your reality. Toxic people flourish in confusion, but they crumble around clarity. And clarity is exactly what you gain the moment you understand why modern society is developing more of them in the first place. So,
no, Mayflower Kid, I actually agree with you. I don't think intelligence has anything to do with that. There are some very emotionally fragile people. I don't even like that language, but there are some people who have strong emotions who are intelligent. I agree, Mayflower Kid.
Keep strengthening your mind. Keep building your emotional boundaries. Keep learning how to respond instead of react. You live in a world where toxic people are multiplying, but that only makes your self-awareness more powerful and more necessary. And if you want more insights that help you stay emotional...
That was good, guys. Again, I'm going to post I'll post his channel again if you guys want to save it. Really appreciate this guy. I like helping creators smaller than me, of which there aren't many because I'm very small. But okay, anyway, here you go. Okay. And that's a good point, Meowser. Like there's a balance that has to be made because some of the people don't want a dialogue, right? Don't want a dialogue because they're the ones who are actually afraid of it. And so then they'll just yell at you if you go into it. So, all right. What I'm going to do real fast here, folks, is I believe... One second here. Oh my God, yes, I feel like a fool. Outer Signal, actually... I'm not going to show it on screen here. Oh, well, maybe I am. My mistake. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. Outer Signal sent me some ideas for an I'll be back screen, or like a screen for. And I totally forgot to get back to Outer Signal, so I'm going to do that right now on stream. So that Outer Signal, by the way, folks, who a link to Outer Signal's channel, I will share right now. As a matter of fact. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to share a link to Outer Signal's channel on YouTube. I'm not even going to ask Outer Signal if that's okay. I don't care. This is my goddamn stream. I can do what I want. Outer Signal has a channel on YouTube, makes very good videos. He posted one that I watched about Nigeria. That's pretty good. Outer Signal. And I just realized I told Outer Signal that I would actually... Naked women, what's that about? That had nothing to do with Outer Signal, by the way. Outer Signal. I should just... There it is.
Can you spot a fascist?
Oh my God, this is cool. Okay, one second. I actually haven't seen this one. Let's just watch it real fast. This is from Outer Signal, who we don't know, who's just a mysterious person on the internet who we don't know anything about. And this is... Okay. This is... No, this so Meowser, this is for my professional account. I am subscribed, but this is like the account for this is the account for like the stream, so I don't
I'm an American.
How dare you, Meowser?
Some of the things I see in this country of ours make my blood boil.
This is
I see people with...
So this is...
I'm just an average American. But I'm an American. And some of the things I see in this country of ours make my blood boil.
I just saw a good one from Outer Signal. This looks
Can
good.
you spot a fascist?
In 1945, as World War II ended, the US War Department warned soldiers how to spot fascism. The parallel.
Is that your voice, Outer Signal? Is that your voice? Oh, that's okay, though, Outer Signal. Okay, so folks, in Outer Signal's defense, I probably should have shown a later video, but this is pretty good. All right. Is this your voice, Outer Signal?
Chilling.
Fashion came to power at a time of social and economic unrest.
Yes!
A group of men supported by
You're so right, Outer
financial and military interests convinced enough insecure people that fascism would give them what they wanted. They did so with propaganda and deception.
Sound familiar?
I will always
really
tell
good,
you
though, right?
the truth. Tells more lies and falsehoods than any president in either party in history.
Fascism in America would not follow
Gotcha, Outer
that
Signal.
pattern. It would hide behind superb patriotism
This
to
is really
drive
smart.
wedges, weaken democracy, and always supply a scapegoat.
No AI, okay.
The US Army told us how to spot a fascist 80 years ago. The question is, will we recognize one in time? So, can you spot a fascist?
Okay, I hadn't seen that one. That's really good, though. But for those that are interesting, right, for those that are interested, this is Outer Signal site. I recommend everyone go to it. Outer Signal becoming a great content creator. I mean, already a great content creator, but needs some love. The algorithm appears to. Your last video here, Outer Signal, got 512 views. Okay, so that's all right. So here I'm going to let me just share the channel here. Share channel. I'm going to put it in paste. Boop. There you go. Okay. So if you guys are curious, you can go to Outer Signal, check out his channel. Okay. So, but Outer Signal, I just checked out the things you sent me about I will send you which one I like the best. Forgive me for forgetting about that. Okay. Okay. I got you, Outer Signal. Okay. All right, you guys. So anyway, if anyone's curious, that is also, look at this. This is pretty good. Thank you, Jonas, for subscribing there. And you guys, of course, you don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. I'm just saying, we got to support our fellow community members here. If you like the content, please get over there. And Outer Signal has been very helpful to our community as well. Outer Signal has given me some helpful academic knowledge about a certain leader of Nigeria and things like that. So, okay. All right. What was I about to say here? I lost my train of thought. What time is it? God knows what time it is. Or the one with the yellow video. Was that Outer Signals page? So it's the one okay. I would sub, but I'm more of a dog. Meowzord, right. Meowzord, the very obviously, probably homosexual man in the chat. Yeah, we've seen your comments, Meowzord. We've seen your comments, right? And your wife, your wife, who's probably your roommate. Okay, right, Meowzord. Okay, I'm just kidding. What am I saying? Gay people can be doms. Anyway, so thank you, Dolly Boy. Thank you very much for that super chat there. Okay, so let me take. What was I about to do? I lost my channel for it. Oh, wait, did it not work? Did the link not work? Did the link not work that I sent of Outer Signals channel? Did I make an oopsie there? Share channel. Copy. Me too. I tried it twice. Okay, I'll try it again. Here. I'll send it separately. Paste. I'll put that there. And then one over here for those who want to subscribe to Outer Signal. Sorry, Outer Signal. I don't have a massive community, so you might get a few subscribers out of it, but okay. Okay, you guys. So what else can we talk about? How about this? Okay, I've been going for almost 3 hours, so let's do this. Do you guys want to play a round of the food game or play GeoGuessr or something? Do we have and I'll get back to you, Outer Signal, about those recommendations. I've just been so bad about it. Okay, so we what was I about to say? Do you guys want to play the food game? Is there a different game you want to play? Let's do something before we wrap up here. Oof. We can try. Game. Let's try. Oh, you want to play the food game? Maybe we should play the food game. Or we can play the. Let's try the. You know what? Let's just for today. Let's try the time guesser game for now. Time guesser, just for some. Do a little something different, and then we can play the food game. Okay. And we should do a time limit. That'd be kind of fun if we do like a 5-minute time limit. Let's try to raise the tension here. 6-minute. I'm too tired to play roast Trump. I understand, Macy. I'm sorry, Mayflower Kid. We will. Okay, we'll play time guesser though. Okay, guys. So, all right, we got 6 minutes. What do we think? What do we think? Maybe I shouldn't have done the time thing. Where do we think? This looks pretty old, doesn't it? This looks pretty old here. All right, bye-bye, Oz. Okay, so this is Poland. This is Poland. And I don't know when or where this is in Poland. It's definitely maybe 1920s, 1930s. What do we think? 1920? I think probably 1930s. Let's say 1930s. Okay. Everyone, did you hear what Outer Signal said? Outer Signal said, message him and tell him all the things that are wrong with his videos. Okay, make sure to insult him thoroughly. Criticize him harshly, make him cry. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know why I went that far with that Outer Signal. he asked for constructive criticism. Let's put it that way. All right. So this is, we'll say Poland. I think it is Dolly Boy. So we have here in Poland. We okay. I'm going to say Warsaw just because sounds. I don't know. That's the only city I know in Poland. Don't tell Alvin I said that. Okay, I'm joking. I know some other ones. Let's try 1931. Yeah. So I'm going to say 1931 Poland. I might be earlier than that. We'll take a guess. It was 1926. Well, that's not that bad. Oh, I see. So that's a Model T. I should have known that was a Model T. Well, we didn't do that badly, but it was actually in some town outside of Poland, which could be anywhere in the country, but what is this place? Where is it? What was it actually? I don't know. Where is this? It doesn't help. It doesn't tell me. Okay. So it was somewhere in Poland. Let's put it that way. Okay. But we weren't that off. All right. Next. He has been very busy. Oh, it was a Krakow? Okay, I didn't see that. He's been very busy, SoCal. Tiago has been working for Amnesty International, and he's been doing a lot of really good work. That's why he hasn't been around. Is this the World Fair? Is this the World Fair in, I don't know where this is. It could be America. I think it's probably the I thought initially it was the UK. Nope, it's not. It's Australia. It's Australia. It's Australia. Is there's writing on the bottom right? You think 1935? You're right. Oh, you're right. Here's some writing. 1913 to 14. Okay. So this is 1913 to 14. I don't know what this means. PPCO. So we're clearly in Australia in 1913 or 14. But I don't know where in Australia we are. Should we just guess? What city should we guess in Australia? April 1913. Okay. I'm going to go to 1913. And Sydney. You think Sydney? Might as well try Sydney. Let's try Sydney. Could also be Melbourne or, well, we'll try Sydney. Make a guess. Oh my God. Did I get my flag wrong, guys? Did I just embarrass myself? Is that the New Zealand flag and not the Australian flag? Did I just insult two countries who don't like being confused? I think I did. I think I just insulted 2 countries. I don't think that actually, I don't that isn't okay, that's it. We're looking this up. I'm embarrassed. That was New Zealand. Australia, what is the Australian flag comparatively? I thought that was it. Okay, I mean, that's kinda what it looks like. Alright, well, let's try the other one, New Zealand. New Zealand. Oh, well, no wonder. Well, no, they look exactly the same. That's not my fault. Who the fuck designed these flags? Well, if they don't want people to confuse the 2 countries, why'd they make them look so similar? Jesus Christ. Huh. I blame them. I blame them. Remember we just watched that thing about being toxic and blaming other people for your mistakes? Well, this is their fault, right? They shouldn't have okay, you know what? Whatever. They're just like they're like tiny little countries in the middle of the Pacific. Who cares? Who cares? They can make that mistake. I got a bunch of Hellfire missiles. Okay, sorry, that was dark. Anyway, moving on. We whatever. Who cares? Okay. So, yeah, they should have thought of the implications of that. What was Australia to begin with? It was like a prison colony, wasn't? I'm not gonna get upset out of a country full of criminals, okay? I'm just saying, right? Okay. Um all right. Anyway, this has been brought to you by by the Maori of New Zealand. Anyway, that's that's a dark history joke too. Oh my God, I forgot. I forgot. No, thank you, SoCal, always keeping me on track because we're almost out of time. I forgot that I put a time limit on this. All right. All right, next one here. This is homage to Pablo Picasso, November 1967, 1966 and 1967. Okay. So, homage Pablo Picasso. I would guess, folks, that this is France. I would guess that this is thank you, SoCal. Okay. Should we guess France, folks? Can we guess France? Can we guess France? Let's guess France. We'll say Paris. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna guess Paris. Isn't that the only city in France anyway? All right, we'll do 1966 Paris. All right, 1966. Make guess. Ooh, I should have listened to Mayflower Kid. It was 67, but we were only 700 meters away. Ooh, I think we're saving ourselves, folks, after that disastrous mistake in the Southeast Pacific. Okay, moving on. All right, this is Lichtspiele. This is definitely Germany or Austria, or it could be Belgium, I guess. König. Okay, so that would means king, something king. Now, these buildings look remarkably intact, so I'm guessing this is not the 1940s, not in the early 1940s at least. Probably not the late 1930s either. Schlegel beer. There's a Burger King, did you say? If there's a Burger King, Pippenkönig. Huh. Is that what that means? I should know that. Volksbank. Oh, Poitiers, Sydney Poitiers. This is probably the 1950s or 60s. You think 1932? You think Cologne? You think 1935? Do we really think though? Sydney Poitiers. Their outfits look okay. 1944. Oh, it can't be 1944. Are you kidding me? That had to be all right. Maybe 1945. Okay, there's something there that says Martinstrasse. Oh, you know what? I think it is Cologne because Martin, like Martin Luther. All right. Yeah. Sydney Poitiers. You're right, Dolly Boy. Do we know Sydney Poitiers? I know who Sydney Poitiers is. I don't remember when he was from. Does anyone know? Yeah, I think it's later than the 40s. I just do. I don't know anything about Sydney. I know that he's famous, but as you know, I'm horrible with pop culture. Natural, all this advertising, okay, you know what? We only got 4 minutes left. Let's try he does, right? This looks like a scene from, Okay, we'll try 1960. Let's try 1960. Germany. We'll just try Cologne because why not? Make a guess. Okay, we were guys. Hey, we weren't that bad. We were 5 years off, but we were only 26 kilometers from the correct location. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. That wasn't so bad. And it was Bonn. It was Bonn, Germany. Okay, that wasn't bad. It was 1965. Close enough. Okay. Let's go. Um, oh my God. This is annoying me anyway. All right. So this is Michelle Obama. This is Michelle Obama with that one guy that actually isn't very funny. What's his name? Everyone thought it was funny, but I never thought he was funny. It's okay though. If you thought he was funny, forgive me. What is his name again? Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon. Licking the boot of the White House. Here we go. And Michelle Obama, who I don't think. Anyway, so this is cute. All right. Look, there's George Washington over there. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what are we gonna guess here? What were the yeah, George Santos. I don't it kind of looks like George Santos from here. Yeah, I don't like I'm just not I've never been a fan of the late night shows. I've never found any of them very funny. I don't know why. I just think I like edgy. I'm not edgy humor. I like humor that is criticizes society and is not passive and obedient to elites. Who would have thought? Anyway. All right, 2010, we think 2010. Oh, don't make me remember when. Okay. So 2013? Do you want to try 13? Yeah, he was definitely president then. Well, look let's try 2013. Why not? Is Conan good? I don't know. Whenever I see any of them, I just get annoyed and I stop watching. So maybe um I don't know. It's possible he's funny, guys. But I got to tell you, like I don't know. Whenever I see them, it just seems so fake. All right. I hope was president. That's the year after he got reelected. I would hope so. Let's just try this, okay? Let's just try this. All of them seem fake to me. I know. Maybe I'm a monster, but I just don't like the late night shows. It reminds me of like I don't know. I just feel like what am I doing? It's not New York. It's DC. Here we go. I got to go right to the White House on this one. And I am being biased. I don't think I've even really watched many of them. Is he okay? I know. I don't know why I did DC. Here's the White House. We'll just pop it right on the White House. There we go. Oh, wait, we were only guys, we were only 30 meters away from the correct. I know, right? Yeah, don't even get me started on James Corden. Who likes James Corden? Jesus Christ. I hope no one. All right. So we're only 30 meters away. We were 1 year off. Not bad, guys. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. We did pretty well. Thank you. Was that you, Dolly Boy, who thought of that? All right. By the way, funny image here. So this is God, I'm such a nerd. You see this image of Washington. Notice in this image, he's not wearing a military uniform. This was done after he was elected president. It was sort of a propaganda piece in that it was supposed to sort of depict him as a government official, not this military leader, to sort of disconnect him from like military authority and not make him seem like he's kind of a dictator because he was the head of the military. And but what's funny about it, so they put him all in black and made him look super welcoming and stuff. And then if you notice though, in his hand there's still a sword because they still wanted to remind people that he was in he fought for the revolution and stuff. So they're still like, well, we still should include a sword, even though we're not dressing him in military gear. We still want people to remember that. So just interesting piece. It's a really good piece of art. It's just, I mean, kind of boring, but anyway. Okay. So anyway, final score here. This is, hey, you know what? We didn't do badly. We got 40. Let's try one more time. Play again. Let's do another timer limit. 7 minutes. No. Well, let's do 6 minutes. That's 6 minutes. We'll do 5 minutes and 45 seconds. All right. Okay. Oh, who's this? Who is this? I'm worried we're going to start seeing people who are in the Epstein files just because. All right. This is probably New York City because it looks like the Today Show. Who are these guys? Who are these guys? Do anyone know who these? They look famous. They also look kind of scared. Is this One Direction? Oh, didn't one of them die recently or something? Didn't one of them jump out of a hotel window? I'm sorry. Am I being really cold by just saying that outright? Didn't one of them perish recently? What's a better way of saying that? Okay, so we think this is One Direction. There are a bunch of little girls watching him, so they must. Yeah, this is the Today Show, so this is definitely okay. Do we all know the time? He did? Okay, Liam Payne? Okay. So, I don't know. He looks scared, that's kinda funny. Do we think this is, I think this is probably New York, right? Just because New York you think the Netherlands, Tarbin? What makes you think it's the Netherlands? I'm curious. Am I wrong? We think 2010s? Okay, you know what? 30 Rockefeller Avenue. Yeah, good point. God, I wish I could find 30 Rockefeller Avenue. Okay, we'll just go, I don't know, is it in Manhattan? Probably in Manhattan, right? There's Times Square. It's probably around Times Square somewhere. Okay, we'll just go there. Boop. All right. Uh, and I can't remember where everything is in New York City. I just know I should know. 49th and 6th. They're 6th. So I was probably close. Oh, it's down this way. I got you. 40. Okay, so it's like right here. Here it is, Rockefeller Center. Okay, got it. All right. I walked by it daily. Gotcha, Meowser. Meowser, has there any place you haven't lived? Jesus Christ. One of these days, I'm going to be like, oh, has anyone ever here been to Tuvalu, the tiny Pacific island that like no one lives on? And Meowser will be like, oh, I've been there. They have a great cuisine. It just pisses me off, Meowzord, because I want to be able to travel the world and see shit. Meowzord, Ohio. Well, oh, you're not missing much there, Ohio. Okay, so let's try this. So we should say 2011. I'm going to say 2014. How's that sound? Okay, we got 3 minutes. Let's make a guess. Hey, Jesus Christ, that was good. We're okay. I'm totally toxic, Mayflower Kid. So that wasn't bad. That was only 100 meters off, and we were only 1 year off. Guys, we're doing very well. Jonas, that is the question, isn't it, Jonas? I think we're trying to figure that out too. What is Ohio known for? I don't know. Corn. We have we do have. Okay, what is it? What was I going to say here? We have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. See, I'm even having trouble thinking of things. I don't know. Okay. This is where the hell is this? Is this what is this? Yeah, the Cincinnati Children's Hospital. We have great hospitals, I will say. We also have Battelle, which is a massive research corporation. Yep, that is true, Doug. I've been to it. That's the Dayton Air Force Museum in base, and there's a giant free museum there where you can see all the warplanes and stuff. It's actually really cool historically, and there apparently are aliens kept there. That's what they say. Okay, so you think Scotland? I am seeing multiple things here. I'm seeing one person said Kentucky because it could be over the Ohio River. I'm seeing other people say Scotland. This looks like the night. What does this say over here? Dolly says Edinburgh. Okay. All right. Yeah, please tell Bone Thugs that in Harmony is Ohio. I'll never forget because that After Dark stream. Bone Thugs in Harmony is Ohio. I'll never forget. What happened during that After Dark stream? I literally can't remember Outer Signal. Okay. All right. Okay, fine. I'll listen to Dolly Boy. I mean, it's never gotten me anywhere before. I'm just kidding, Dolly Boy. All right, let's see here. Dolly Boy, Edinburgh. All right. Oh, is it right here? Watch it be wrong. Okay. This actually looks like it could be right, strangely enough. Let's see here. Which way is it going? It looks like it's probably the Queen's one. Which side do you think we're on here of Edinburgh? The south or the north side, Dolly Boy? You know what? I'm gonna go on this side because it looks like that side from the angling. We'll try this. Make a guess. And what year should we say? 1920? Let's say 1920. Make a guess. Oh, hey, Dolly Boy, you were correct about the location. We were only 2 kilometers off from the location. I was on the wrong side, so that was my fault. I was completely wrong though about the date. It was 1934, so I was 14 years off. I should have gone for later. Okay, you know what? Okay, Dolly Boy, you know what? Hey, not bad. Oh, that's right, outer signal. Okay, I remember that. Okay. Yay, we finally got Scotland. All right. Malzord, how the hell did your see, okay, Malzord has the weirdest stories. Malzord, how did your cat get lost in a distillery? Is this an after dark thing, Malzord? Do I need to okay. Oh, wow. I wonder where this is. Let's see here. What history nerds do we have here? Dolly Boy. Let's see. Given that Dolly Boy got us the last one, where do we think this is, Dolly Boy? Look at this person. Okay. Okay, Matt Saigai. Forgive me, Matt Saigai. Yes, Matt Saigai. You're right. Okay. So, Dolly Boy. That was a good comeback. Okay, I agree. I'm gonna go with Matt Saigai here. This is almost certainly Moscow. Though, okay, look, back here we have what? Is that Brezhnev? Is that Brezhnev? I don't know. That's someone. Wait a minute. What the hell is that language? I don't know. This might be one of the Soviet republics, though, right? Okay, maybe it is. Maybe okay. We could stick with. You know what? That is Mongolia, I believe. I believe that's Mongolia. I think this is Mongolia, actually. I think that's the Mongolian flag from Moldova. Is that true, Jonas? Is that I'm not quite sure, but this is one of the Soviets. You think Moldova? Let me just do a little cheat here. Soviet flag, Moldova. Oh, it could be. It could be Moldova. What about Soviet flag, Mongolia? Oh no, it's not that one. Okay. It could be either one. All right, I fuck it. I'm just good. So this is actually 1984. Literally, this is 1984, I think, which is funny. Flower Kid, I didn't cheat. I just looked. I just looked at the flags. Okay. So, okay. Let's see. I'm going to go Moscow because why not? Why not? And I think this is actually 1984, which is really kind of funny if you know the history of that. Okay. 1984. Make a guess. Yep. Oh, yep. It was definitely not Moscow. This is why I should have gone with what I said. Well, actually, I would have gotten it wrong too. It was actually, I think, Azerbaijan. Is that what it was? No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. It was Armenia. That was the Armenian flag, the Armenian Soviets. So we were very far away. We were off by about 2,000 kilometers because the Soviet Union was super big. But we were right that it was 1984. And this is Armenians celebrate. We would have been closer if I said Moldova, which is what Jonas said. Armenians celebrating the National Day of the Central Committee of the Communist Party. Ugh. I think they needed better names for those holidays. The National Day of the Central Committee of the Communist Party. Oh, okay. Maybe just call it Thanksgiving or something. I don't know. All right, next round. All right, who's this guy? Who's this guy? I don't know. He's kind of attractive. Forgive me. It's not after dark. I don't know who this guy is. He looks like he's a tennis person. He looks out of it or like he's about to pass out. Is this a famous tennis player? Is this Wimbledon or something? Nadal? Who's Nadal? He's a tennis player? Rafa Nadal? See, I need to learn more about pop culture. Do we think this is like Wimbledon or something? Or he's Spanish? But it could be that he's in Wimbledon. Wimbledon. Okay, now is Wimbledon in London? Okay, this is embarrassing. I know. Is Wimbledon in London, or is it separate from London, or is the name? Is it the name of a place within Wimbledon? Like, you see what I mean? Is it like the name of a location? Bye-bye, Hiyori. Is it the name of a place within London, or is it separate? South Central London. Okay, thank you for letting me embarrass myself. South Central London. Shows you how much I know about these things. We'll just do like right here. Does that work for everyone? Like, is that about right? Wimbledon. Exact. See, that's what I don't know. Outer signal. Is it like a separate? See, I don't know about sports. Okay, I'm so bad about any sort of pop cultural stuff. That's why I rely on all of you to not embarrass myself. All right. Okay. You know what? We'll just do so. South Central London. Wimbledon is in Wimbledon. I don't know where the fuck is. Excuse me. Where the heck is Wimbledon? God, all your place names sound the same in the UK. Okay, Jesus. Give it some variety. It always ends with a ham or a witch or a dun. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be biased here. Closer to Victoria. Where's Victoria? Okay, move. Wimbledon is right next to Corchester. Corchester. That sounds like Corchester. I don't know. You're all yelling at me. What? What do you mean? You know what? That's it. I'm just putting it in the middle of goddamn South Central London. I'm right there. That's it. We're done. That's it. I'm not doing this anymore. What date do we think this was? What date do we had a revolution in this country so that I wouldn't have to deal with this, okay? What date are we thinking? What date are we thinking? 2008. Thank you, Jonas. Okay. All right. By the way, I love London. I've been there. I do like London a lot. I'm just being a dick. Okay. All right, we'll make the guess. You know what, folks? You know what? Can I just point something out here? I relied on all of you. And you're like, yeah, it's Wimbledon. Nothing to worry about. Oh, it's definitely Wimbledon. It looks like Wimbledon. But no, it was the French Open. The French Open. It looks like the French have beaten the English again. Okay? Can I just say that? All right. Outer signal, thank you. Outer signal was correct. Outer signal was correct. And thank you, Outer signal, for being correct. I appreciate that. All right. But as for the rest of you, I kind of wish the 100 Years' War went a different direction. I'm just going to say it. I do. Meowsword, how dare you? Okay. I hope you all know I love you very much. I'm just joking with all of you. Calm down. It's the holidays. Okay. Okay. I'm just joking with all of you. All right. Oh, love you all very much. That was funny. Okay. I mean, it was my ignorance. I don't know anything about sports. So, all right. I should have listened to Outer Signal. We'll move on here. Okay. Next round. Ooh, I don't know. Dolly Boy. So, all right. This is called crashing out. It is. I crash out every day. This Central Lush. Is this the Philippines? This kind of looks like the Philippines, right? Oh, I did not mean. God, do you notice that? Like I didn't mean to. I immediately zoomed in on a muscular man right in the middle. I did not do that on purpose, but that was pretty funny. You think Indonesia, Matt Saigai? But this says, I don't know. I'm feeling Philippines because I saw some languages. I didn't mean to, Dolly Boy. I swear. Laos. They look like your father-in-laws. Yes, 100%. Okay, Matt Saigai. If you're wrong, Matt Saigai, I will not do much. Once, how dare all of you? You're all traitors. Okay, we will go down to Jakarta. And if you're wrong, Matt Saigai, what year do we think this is? This looks like, I don't know. This looks like 2000. No, not 2000. 1980. Kind of looks like 1980s. 1998. I'll go 1990. 2003. I'm going to go 1990. I'm not going to listen to any of you. Oh, Matt Saigai. Okay. Now, it was 1973, by the way, 76. This is, okay, Matt Mayflower Kid would have been right, or closer. You were right that it is Indonesia. Thank you, Matt Saigai. Admittedly, Indonesia's big, so I kind of put it at the wrong spot. But yeah, okay, Matt Saigai. Thank you. Thank you, Matt Saigai. Very good. This is why I shouldn't yell at you all, right? You can be good sometimes. You can sometimes be good. All right, let's go to the next one. Final score. Okay, guys, we're going to do it one more time. We didn't do that well that time. I need a better score before I leave. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. If we, you know what? Tell me in chat, who here would be able to come to an After Dark stream tonight? Would any of you be able to come? Because I know that it's Christmas Eve tomorrow. Many of you might not be able to come to an After Dark stream tonight. Me, okay, a lot of you guys, you, Doug, Matt Saigai, Jonas. Anyone else? It's okay if you can't answer. That looks like a good enough number. Okay, so how about this? This is our challenge, folks. This is our challenge. Now, we did not get the amount of super chats we need for an After Dark stream, but if we get, let's say, I don't know, if we win within like 2,000, I don't know, not 2,000 points. That sounds a bit too many, too few. Okay, if we get like 40,000 points, we'll do it. All right. So if we get 40,000 points, so we have to do better than we did last time. We'll do an After Dark stream, okay? And we can do a cookie stream, Meowsword. Yeah. Matt Saigai, I did not. You donated $20. Matt Saigai, I'm sorry. I keep missing everything you send. He just wants our money. Well, kind of, Mayflower. No, I was joking. All right. Thank you, though, Matt Saigai. I did not see that, but thank you. Okay. So let's go. Let's play again. Let's do that. And we're going to do a 6-minute time limit. Or 5:45. Ready? Let's go. First one. Oh, okay. Saw it, but I said nothing. Did you, Okay. Meowsword, why are you so quiet today? Meowsword's making me sus. I'm super sus of Meowsword today. I do not see that. I do not see that donation anywhere, Matt Saigai. I feel like you're playing me. You're playing me like a dog. So where do we think this is, folks? You think Japan? Are those kimonos? No, those are kimonos. Yeah, this is Japan. So, and there's Japanese everywhere. 2008. Well, that's easy. Let's say, and it says Tokyo. Well, that's easy. 2008, Tokyo, Japan. Thank you, Dolly Boy. I did not mean to coerce that out of you, Dolly Boy, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Dolly Boy. All right. So we'll do Tokyo, 2008. This might be the Tokyo Stock Exchange. I'm not sure. Make a guess. Please tell me this is right. I would be embarrassed if it wasn't. Oh, make a guess. Yep, spot on. Well, we were 7 miles away, but guys, we did really well that time. Jesus Christ. Okay, now we're trying to go for 40,000. This was a really good one. We were only 7 kilometers away, but we were right on the right year. Excellent. Okay. Well, is this New Orleans after? No, it is not. This is Pangulon. This? I think everything is the Philippines today. I feel like this is the Philippines again. I could be wrong. I don't know. Everything seems like the Philippines. What do we think? Indonesia? You think Indonesia outer signal? It might be. United States Marine Corps. This is an American Marine Corps truck. Interesting. Do you think that I would not want to be a civilian near that truck? Let me tell you. So, yeah, that's what my thought is, outer signal, is that the name is Jonas, how dare you? Matt Saigai, you're making people think I'm racist. That name sounds like the Philippines. It does. Okay? God. All right. All right, I think it's the Philippines. They had been flooding there and stuff, right? And Jonas, how dare you say typical American? That's like the worst insult you can give me, Jonas, is to say I'm a typical American, okay? She was the president of the Okay, okay. Matt Saiga, I swear to God. Okay. So we all right, so I think it's the Philippines. I can't remember the date though. I cannot remember the date of when this happened. We got 4 minutes left here. Mm. Okay. So do we think, I don't know. I feel like it'd be southern. Let's just say Manila, I guess. Though I don't know. I think it would be down here. I think because they got hit by, I'm going to say Bhutan, because they got hit by flooding and shit. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to say Bhutan. And what do we have a date idea here? Maybe 2008 or something like that. 2010, 11. I'll say 2011. Do we think? What do we think, guys? No one is telling me. No one's telling me. Okay, struck by a smooth criminal. Bubba dubba dubba dub bub. Bubba dub bub. Bubba dub bub. Okay, 2019. 2009. Okay, fine. We'll just try this. Oh my God, I should have done my first thought, but we were correct about 2009, but it was in Manila. I should have gone with my first instinct. But hey, guys, we're not doing bad. We're not. This is not bad. We're still well ahead of schedule here. All right, next one here. Oh well. So if we examine the body language, okay, donations only matter when it's good old U.S. dollars. Everything else is a pittance. Yeah. Okay, so this, I'm guessing, given how Macron looks here, Macron appearing very like, look, I'm the host. I am the host. And by the way, ooh, God, doesn't Zelensky look hot? Jesus Christ, sorry. Never mind. This appears to be France. We have okay. So Vive la France. Yes. Yes, he does, Matt Sagai. So we will say that this is France, Paris, and now the German flag is also back there. We'll say there's always a Treaty of Paris, doesn't there? There's always a Treaty of Paris. This is probably right before the war began. What year did the war begin? That was 2011, not 2011, Jesus Christ, 2019? Right, I know, right? SoCal. What is it, 2000 and what was the year it started? 22, right? Forgive me, I'm having a mind blank. Okay. Was it 21 or 22? Okay. We'll do 22. So this is okay, so we'll stay Paris 2022. Make a guess. Guys, oh, we were 3 years off, but we were only 5 kilometers out. Okay, guys, not bad. Not bad. So this is we were 3 years off. I should have done. Why did I do the year the war started? I should have done the war afterwards because Zelensky wasn't wearing his green outfit. Okay, so that wasn't bad though. We're still fine. We're still well ahead of schedule. Next here, at least I think we are, right? Aren't we? Next here, we got. Oh, well, things look like they're going south here. I don't know what's happening here. This is God. Solidart mit für eine mit der with the Uyghurs. So this is Germany. What? Oof, this is a mess. Grunland, the Greens. So where? You think L.A., but there's that could be L.A., but there are German slogans hung up everywhere. It's the Enspruntse. East Germany. It could be East Germany, actually. It does kind of look like East Germany. Ooh, this is going to be tough, folks. We got to be careful with this one. Can't see what it says there. None of these phrases are complete enough for me to really know what they're trying to say. Do you think LA 1970s Germany? Could be the fall of the Berlin Wall. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do Berlin. What does this say? I don't know. Okay, let's go Berlin. There's a bunch of anarchy symbols. Well, if it's the Berlin Wall, though, it'd be 1989. Which flag? This flag? I don't know. A lot of that stuff is so hard to read. I'm having trouble. Okay, so this is Antifa. Hey, help, we need help. What's the flag? Cars giving 1980s, so it could be 1989. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do Germany, or I'm going to do Berlin. Let's go to the east side of Berlin. We'll say 1989. Okay, let's do 1989. 1989. Everyone ready for this? This might be a mistake. This might be a mistake. We'll find out. Oh, it was 1980, and it was actually in Austria. No, it wasn't. It was in Switzerland. What the fuck? Okay, well, we didn't do that great on that one, but still not death defying here. So we were about 700 kilometers off, and we were 9 years off. That's not great. Okay, well, next round here, we're almost there, guys. We need to make at least 6,000 on this one, so we got to do well on this one. We got to do really well on this one. Yeah, no, but look, we're almost there. We just need to, yeah, not terrible, but this one looks like it'll be easier. Okay. Menswear, this is London Traders Limited. This looks like the UK, right? Aren't these like cute little UK cars with cute little UK? Wait a minute. No. Is this Kenya? Look at this flag. Yes, it is Kenya. I just had to check. I thought that was the Kenyan flag. So there's Kenya. So we are in Kenya. This is London Street in Kenya, or I guess London community in Kenya, maybe. Unless that is outside of a store, that's just a Kenyan store. So that makes the English make sense. Gems of Zodiac. Yeah, Nairobi. Mombasa, look at the people. Okay, yeah. So do we really think it's Nairobi? It could be Nairobi. Graphing College. Coca-Cola, of course. Okay, you know what? We'll go down here. Not the UK. Okay, so let's go to Nairobi. Yeah, I think 1970s Nairobi. Okay. 1970. I'm going to say 1972, just for fun. 1972 Nairobi. Are we all agreed? This is our last chance. If we're really badly off. Do we think that's the 1970s? Those clothing with like the what is it called? The bell bottom shit? Isn't that like a 1970s thing? Are we sure that this is Kenya? I just want to make sure. Okay. Really? Okay. So how about this? I will try this. Everyone say a prayer. For those who are religious, say a prayer. Oh my God. We were only 800 meters off, and we were 9 years off, but I suspect we did it. We barely did it. We got over 40,000, so I will be doing an After Dark stream tonight. We got barely over 40,000. We got 41,869. Okay, yay! All right, so we'll do an After Dark stream tonight, okay? Thank you, Dolly Boy, thank you. All right, so we'll do an After Dark stream tonight. All right, so let me put my face back up here. So, Jonas, okay, you know what, Jonas? I will allow that only because I know you're not a white person. So, okay, there, I'll allow that. All right. So, all right. So here we go. It asked me, "Is like, do you want to allow this?" And I'm like, "Oh my god. Oh, well, okay, sure, I'll allow it." Okay. Um. So, uh. All right. No, technically, I guess. Well, regardless. All right. Maybe I shouldn't do it based off race. Whatever. So, okay, guys, we are. Um. We are going to. Uh. I don't know why I said that about white. God, I should not racialize anything. Okay. Regardless. Whatever. I'm a degenerate. I can't help myself. Um. All right. So everyone ready? I'm going to, so I'll come back. I'll come back for later today. It'll be between what? I'll come back between 6:30 and 7:30. So come back on. We'll do an After Dark stream. It'll be probably the last After Dark stream because tomorrow is Christmas Eve. I will be streaming tomorrow. I expect we're not going to have that many people on, but I will be streaming tomorrow. But we won't be doing an After Dark tomorrow. So this will be our last After Dark until after Christmas. In the time zone for this, thank you, Doug, is what is it called? It is Eastern Standard Time, EST. So 6:30 to 7:30 will be sometime between then is when I'll start. Probably more like 7, to be honest. I'll probably start more around 7 Eastern Standard Time. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you for watching me today. I know a lot of dark stuff today, especially at the beginning of the stream. I'll come back tomorrow. You will have a good rest of your day, and you all know what I'm about to say. First of all, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Second of all, never stop resisting. The easiest way to resist is to think for yourselves, but do good research. The easiest way is to think for yourselves. And that includes when you watch me. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but I'm just a human. I make mistakes. So does everyone you see online. They're not perfect. They're not gods. They make mistakes, and they're not no better than you are. On a side note, we also have a fascist moment in this country. What do you mean a refund, Matt Saigai? What do you mean? Why? What happened? Did I miss another one of your? I don't see any of your. I didn't see any donations from you, Matt Saigai, apart from the ones from earlier. Anyway, so we're living in a fascist moment in this country. Fascism thrives in an environment where people, as we saw in Outer Signals video, fascism thrives in an environment where people have lost faith in their democratic institutions and they're suffering economically. We need major reforms in this country. If we don't get those reforms, nothing's going to change. And you can't stand in the center when there's fascists in charge. Please, please, please don't stand in the center. Don't let the fascists walk all over you. Don't be a slug. Okay. On the wall behind me is a sword. The name of that sword is Chainbreaker. It's been passed down in my passed it in my family for many years. Why do I have it back there? To remind everyone that our ancestors made major sacrifices for some of the things we have today, including some of the rights we have, some of the progress we've made in the end of slavery. We cannot let that sacrifice go to waste. Please, please, please do not let that sacrifice go to waste. And always, always, always fight for a better future. And on that on that point, folks, SoCal 6:30 EST. Yes, SoCal. Probably more like 7 EST, but definitely. Okay. No, outer signal, or I'm sorry, we're more. God damn it. Doug, you're not distracting. I'm just distractible. Okay. So on that note, folks, you all have a good rest of your day. I'll see you later. Again, probably around 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll do a nice After Dark stream. Maybe we can tell some stories, listen to some music. Whatever it may be. I'll embarrass myself, I'm sure. Maybe I'll be completely wasted. You never know. You never know. So many things could happen in the After Dark stream. Who knows? Maybe I'll be twerking. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, and you're right, Doug. I can lift a lot. Okay. I can lift some heavy weights. I am a god. Okay. That is correct, Doug. All right. You know it, Doug. You know it. You thought you liked it, Doug. You liked watching me do that, I bet. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. All right. So all right, bye guys. See you later. Love you all.